And you don't got that background music for us?
Do you want the disco? Do you want some disco?
Oh yeah.
Do you want some Trinidadian disco?
Let's do it.
Yeah? All right, let's go.
Definitely.
I played on vinyl as well this week. No, there you go.
Oh, this is vinyl, y'all. This is vinyl, y'all.
I love how quick you got that. How you know exactly where it is.
Show the vinyl. Oh! MC Plays. See how we coming in with it?
Oh, wait, original copy of this, £1,000. This is not an original one. This is the repress, but like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. That feel good right there. Oh, yeah. We live, family. We live. Let's go. Let's get everybody coming on in.
Have we got the link?
I'm about to drop the link for the family to come on in. We'll put it in the Slack. Yeah. The link is in the Slack so we can share.
Yeah.
Collector Records is in the building. Shout out to Elena in the building.
Yeah, Elena.
Hello.
Sound Phasers in the building from Portugal.
Woo!
All the way from Portugal. Make sure you come on in and hit the like button. Before we get started, we just sharing. Sharing is caring. Hey. Share. Gotta love the vibes. This is what Musicoin Plays bring you. Good vibes.
It's actually Sunday night.
All right. Hit those likes. There we go. Rolling in here though. Hey. Them some feel good vibes right there, DJ CW. So this is what we should expect that we come to a DJ CW party, huh?
Well, when I've got my disco set, yeah, when I'm doing like the disco style, yeah, you get this.
Disco, man. Disco.
Just let me know when you want to fade. Like, I'm fine. I'll sit here listening, man. This is the bit where it like grooves.
Hey, the likes are still coming in. They must be grooving with. They still getting more likes. Let's go. All right. We can go ahead and get started for the family. Welcome back to Musicoin Plays. This is episode 4, huh?
Yeah. Already.
1 month.
1 month. And we continue to grow. We got another exciting episode for you today. We, of course, going to bring you some special announcements, a special guest, and we're also going to do everybody's favorite part, the artist of the week.
Can I just say, I got an email saying they might choose
same.
me for Artist of the Week, and I was like, how's that going to work? Like, how's that going to work? Yeah.
I think that they've sent that to everyone.
Is it?
Yeah.
Have you got one as well, have you?
Yeah, I felt special, and then I realised.
Oh no, you spoilt my bubble now.
I know. Someone else ruined mine, so I thought I'd ruin everyone else's.
I was looking forward to slagging off my own music. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as soon as you said that, that's why I said, look like we about to go in on your music now, huh?
No, I was like, come on, yeah. Do you know what? If you give it out, you got to take it sometimes. You got to appreciate the comments, you know?
That is the truth. And you know what? I cannot wait for that episode for one of us to be on the list.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think my music will ever be appreciated enough to go on there.
I'll get the violins playing now, Dan, yeah?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I prefer violas.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Shout out to all the viewers that are here. Shouting out the host, DJ CW, PUP, Daniel, and you know, self-suffice in the building, but he just not in the building right now.
Yeah.
But
is he back inside again? He's back inside, yeah.
Yeah, you know, he playing the background right now. he weaving through traffic. He doing a bunch of stuff, you know. Busy man. But he said he's coming through with a special guest, so make sure you stay tuned. What else do we have for the family today? So let's go ahead and get into the announcements. You know, the special announcements that's went through the week. Musicoin to upgrade with hard fork. The Musicoin hard fork will be triggered at block 2,222,222, which should.
That's very precise. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I debated if I was going to say the number, the 2 millions.
Yeah. Can we say that again, Pop? Like, can we have that again? Yeah.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. I like that. Musicoin to upgrade with hard fork. The Musicoin hard fork will be triggered at block 2,222,222.
Yeah, man. Yeah, all right. Fair play.
It should be released approximately by the end of March, everybody. Now, I like this article. I want everybody to check out this article. You can find it in the link in the description. I will put it in after the show. But it's at hype.codes/Musicoin upgrade hard fork. And it pretty much approaches this hard fork in a very positive light. It says, you know, once this hard fork is enabled, it should both reduce risk of replay attacks and enable users to securely store their assets with the Ledger Nano S and the Treasure hardware software wallets, you know, hardware wallets. I mean,
and the Ether wallet as well, isn't it?
Yes, and the My Ether wallet.
Yeah.
You know, which is new for me because I actually do not use the My Ether wallet. But if I can look into it and if it's more secure, then you know now you have a secure option. You know, so I'm gonna look into the My Ether wallet. I have a Treasure wallet. So shout out to the Treasure wallet. I definitely think that's a good hardware wallet to go with. Do you guys got any of the hardware wallets?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
No, that's something I need to sort out, to be honest.
Yeah, same with me.
I mean, maybe Daniel, do you want to break it down what the hard fork actually means? Because I know I have people viewing this that are new to the crypto sort of stuff. So the only hard fork they've ever had is in a restaurant. So like. You know, can maybe you or Pup break that down a bit? Just explain what it is. I'm sorry if people who are actually watching this are already going, yeah, I know what that is, but you know, for some of the newbies, like you know.
So hopefully I explained this right, but so if you've got a certain code that's going on and you want to improve it, you've got to come to a consensus and then fork off from that code to make an improved code. So this has happened with like Bitcoin and other things like that, where Bitcoin has split off in like two different, like total different currencies. So like with Bitcoin Cash, so it's been like, it's like two segments of like a team have disagreed, and then one have gone down another pathway and the other's gone down another, creating another currency. So, but no one's parting company with Musicoin. We're all on the same, all on the same board here and the same boat. So
so there's not going to be two different music coins, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like saying there's an upgrade in a way. Is that a way of saying it, or
yeah.
Right. I do, and that's pretty much what I get from this article, is that it's pretty much just an upgrade. It's just to update, the ecosystem. How about words from the founder of Musicoin, Isaac Mao? Our blockchain team has developed a perfect plan for this hard fork to enhance the infrastructure of the whole music economy. Following our 1.0 and 2.0 releases, this upgrade would mark a new start to wider adoption of this currency and music economy. So like I said, it's a positive, very positive outlook, on this hard fork, AKA I would like to say more of a upgrade. I think the hard fork is just the crypto terminology, the crypto space terminology. So when you hear hard fork, everyone else in the crypto space understands it as an upgrade to the software or a split off of the original software, where we can, use the term upgrade because it's not necessarily a split. It's actually something that's just bettering the whole, ecosystem, Musicoin ecosystem.
Yeah, sure. Okay, no, that's cool. That explained it well, I think.
Cool.
Like I said, I'm still picking up some of them terms. I'm a bit more new to it than you guys, so yeah.
Most def. And also let's get into. I like this website that you also pulled up, like you said, Bit Screener, which actually tracks the Musicoin price. You can see the whole chart here. I like the analytics that they have all right down at the bottom of the screen, with the market cap. Here's the 24-hour volume, just like what you have on Coin Market Cap, but it's definitely a lot cleaner, I see here. And I wanted to highlight this website for anyone that's out there, that's a price analyst, or doing their analytics on Musicoin, to check out this website, so they can follow the trends. And they also have like price alerts that you can set, and then check out all the different exchanges and things of that nature. Yeah, so I like this website also to track the price and see how the coin is actually trending. And we're trending up right now, so shout out to Musicoin.
Woo.
Yeah, it's been going up the past week. Yeah,
it's been going up the past week. It says the past 7 days right here. It's up 61%.
Nice.
So that's pretty good. So I definitely hope it definitely continues to go up.
Deserves
so
to.
Artists can, it definitely deserves to. I mean, I'm looking at this, even with this channel, shout out to all of the new subscribers, and the growth in this channel, the growth and the I see the activity in the forum and the artists that's signing up. More and more artists are signing up on the platform. So we see the growth happening. So it definitely deserves for the price to rise. So shout out to Musicoin for the growth. All right. We got self-suffice.
Yeah. Right.
In the building. Let's get self-suffice in here. And then he can introduce his special guest. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got MJ Moon. Who else we got? We got Maelstrom Black.
Maelstrom.
Maelstrom.
One of our ambassadors. He is one of our ambassadors.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, I just seen him in the forum, writing in the forum. I recognize his picture. Shout out to him. Thank you for coming through.
We've got quite a few ambassadors coming through now, so that's looking good.
Yeah. Let's get self-suffice.
There he is.
Back up in this once again.
Hey.
Oh, where's the brick wall? You've been let out of prison.
It's on day release again.
He's in the halfway house right now.
Yeah. Find the power.
The campaign was successful. Musicoin army is strong. We can do anything.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
How you been, man?
Good, man. I don't apologize. Me and I woke up like this out his eyes like 6 a.m. We've been going back and forth, getting ready, getting some videos ready, getting our special guests ready. So I ended up not doing some of my other responsibilities until right before the call. So sorry for being late on the call.
No worries.
But I'm excited.
Yes, you're
Musicoin is up at like 3 cents right now.
Yes.
Still very low.
Actually just checked the price.
Very
just
good.
checked the price. Hey, I want to actually give a shout out to all of the viewers. You know, they're in the chat right now, shouting out where they're from. We got Argentina, we got South UK, we got
South
Germany,
UK,
we got Wales,
Germany, Wales,
Wow.
Argentina.
Wow. I love Wales. Wales is my favorite place. I don't know what it is.
Portugal. There we go.
Oh, we got Portugal.
We got Portugal in here.
Yeah, man.
What up, Portugal?
MC.
And we got East Dulwich. Shouts to East Dulwich.
Wow, we got a Brazilian rapper in here. We got East Dulwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We is worldwide.
Muito bom. Muito bom.
Hit the like for that worldwide love. We also going worldwide with our special guest interview, right? Self-suffice.
That's a fact. And before that happens, I need control weirdness to play my Trinidad disco because it's about to go down.
Oh, man. I played it at the start. Do you want to rewind? Yeah?
Yup.
Yep.
Rewind.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Woo!
Neil didn't need much persuading either. He was off.
Yeah. Go ahead and invite our guest in. Let's go ahead and invite our guest.
See, and in true carnival fashion, I don't have a flag, so I'm gonna just grab whatever I have.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! When you're in the carnival, they be like, wave your flag. Go like this. They be jumping like 5 feet in the air. Hundreds of people, thousands of people at the same time, all over the world. And they come together at one time in one place.
Yes.
Yeah, I
So
want to get.
would you like to introduce your the special guest? We got him on hold right now. You can introduce. We can let him in. You got the whole Trinidad vibe flowing.
From the Twin Islands of Trinidad and Tobago, a place much like the Musicoin Plays channel is on the internet, but this island is that in real physical reality.
Woo.
Not only do they connect through the internet like we do across the world every week, Sundays from 2 p.m. right here on Musicoin Plays TV, live on YouTube, archived on Dube and Steemit, repost all over Instagram, Twitter, and everywhere you want to be. But they do this every year in Carnival, and most recently they did this February 13th and 14th. They have events called Dube. They have events called some of y'all seen the Holi celebration over in India, right? Well, they have Indian culture, they have African culture, they have European culture. Trinidad is built off a mix of people from all over the world. It's kind of like New York City, but instead of focusing on the financial aspects of bringing people together, they focus on the cultural aspects of bringing people together. So I asked a brother who is now the #1 hip hop rap artist in Trinidad and Tobago. He has featured at the International Hip Hop Festival, which will be going down this year from April 5th to April 8th on the campus of Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut. And this brother rocked it. He has a knowledge of hip hop. He has a knowledge of soca, chutney, calypso. There's so many different cultures that are fused together in this one place, and they it's so amazing that they export this carnival to Jamaica, to Grenada, to they got one in Rio, Brazil. They got it in Cali. They got it in Canada. They got one called Caravana.
We got one in London.
You got one in London. You see what I'm talking about?
It's been going 50
years.
50 years. 2 million people on the streets of London.
Woo!
Don't forget our carnival. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, you know, I used to live right by the carnival, and like my neighbor was from Trinidad, so like, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
This isn't just like, oh, we're going to this, like we're exposing something to you that is probably right around the corner, because this culture right here has managed to bring together everybody in the world. They're basically like the country equivalent of the Musicoin Plays blog, radio, DJ, VJ show that we bring you every week. So I'm just super excited, man. I need you to, I'm gonna pop quiz the artist. You know how we do. As soon as he gets on, I'm gonna start him with a quiz. So I need you to have that sample that you just played ready, because the first thing I'm gonna ask him is if he's ever heard that before. I don't know if he has, but I'll be curious. So we're gonna bring him on, put that on in the background. We're gonna bring him on. I'm not even gonna tell him what's happening. And then in the middle of his intro, I'm gonna be like, pop quiz, brother. But yo, with no further ado, I want to welcome a brother that's toured around the world, has some of the biggest rap songs out right now, representing Trinidad. He has singles with the other top genres in Trinidad, such as soca. Like you said, there's soca, there's calypso, there's guys like Masha Montano, there's Destra, there's Allison Hines, there's so many people. And this young brother is kind of being a between. Oh, snap! You heard me, Budgie Garland, who I saw just a couple months ago. He came to Connecticut with his wife, the Queen and King, and they turned the block to Trinidad. It felt like we was in another place. You know what I mean? So with no further ado, I bring to you Chromatics, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chromatics on the show.
Yo, what's up?
How's it going, man? How's it going?
Just cool, man. Just cool.
Yeah, look at them colors on his hat. You know what those colors are? I had to wear the colors, you know what I mean? In honor of the show, I had to wear the same colors, you know what I mean?
Red, white, and black like a Dumore pack, yeah, man.
Where was the memo? We didn't get anything on our side. We didn't.
I know, right? We could have had a red and black background.
Yeah.
It's all good.
That'll have to do, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Where's that flag?
Yeah.
I've got a red folder.
Anything red.
Daniel's wearing red and black pants at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to
Yo,
see
Pop, you need to change that yellow hue in the background to red, bro.
Oh, snap. Well, welcome to MC
By the
Plays,
way,
my brother.
before we get into it, yes, welcome. We need to let you know that we give out Granny Awards on this show as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay? So you may have heard the Grammy Awards. But we give out the Granny Awards, which means the awards that your grandma will be proud of you. We're going to be giving out some Granny Awards.
I gave both my grannies away last week, so it's got to be someone else's name this week. So
Magooby.
Yeah, Magooby.
And you know, it's been for like 4 episodes in a row. Pup has been untouched on the Granny for mispronunciation.
Oh yeah, let me how does he say Tobago? I hope it's not Tobago.
I know I would have said it that way.
Well, now you know.
Yeah.
So what's good, fellas? What's good?
So we know you recently signed up, like super recently, like today. So this is exciting. We want to try to look at your page as well today. But I want to start you off with a pop quiz. We're going to be asking you a lot of questions about things that you already know.
Oh boy.
That we are foreigners to, but we want to start you out with a pop quiz. So I want my brother Controlled Weirdness is going to play something for you right now.
Controlled Weirdness?
That's me, man. That's me. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I love that.
You see that? You see that background? That's not a screensaver. That's his real studio. Those are his real records. He knows everything.
Section, man. Yeah, that's a tiny bit. Yeah.
All right, nice.
Can't even see all the other walls. Yeah, and upstairs.
He just got back from the underground of Germany. He's been from the Lower East Side, Manhattan, Harlem, Bronx, England. So he knows. He's one of those guys that listen to you talking about things you know, but he already knows those things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want him to play.
We'll say about that. Yeah.
I want him to play something on the vinyl record player that he has right now, ready to go.
Yeah,
he's gonna play this joint.
It's a rare. We want to know. Joint. It's a really rare Trini joint.
Okay.
If you've heard this disco song before.
A disco song.
Disco song.
All right. Let's go. I hope I do well and represent well.
I know you wasn't ready for this one.
Can you hear that all right?
Yeah.
A little bit more.
I'm waiting for a singer to come in. Is there any?
It's a bit more instrumental, to be honest. It's got some vocals on it.
Right. Nah, man, I'm clueless. You gotta put me up on that though. You gotta put me up on that though.
He said, "Put him on."
Yeah.
Wait, you did the steel pans didn't come in though? That wasn't fair. Did the steel pans come in yet?
Yeah, that's a super rare one. That is.
You gotta skip to the steel pans.
I've got to dig out the steel pan one, man. I've got to dig out the steel pan one. That's a different one. That's a
okay.
£1,000 if you can find that original copy of that.
Put it
What's
closer. Put it closer.
What's the name?
Stephen Ekenaz, Disco Illusion. If you
All
find,
right.
you find a copy of that, man, in Trinidad, yeah, you can sell that for big money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know if I would want to sell that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like gold. That's like gold right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, vinyl gold.
So one thing that I also, before we get into you know, your background and I want to highlight your Musicoin profile. You know, as we're sitting here, you know, and we're just doing the pop quiz. I'm already seeing your following, you know, go up. You know, now you're up to 6 followers. When you started off with only 2. Now,
that's what's up.
Being on the show, you know, shout out to the viewers. The viewers is the ones who came in and went to start following Chromatic. So, I mean, shout out to the viewers.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Shout out to the viewers, yo.
International on the chat room, y'all. We love y'all. This is growing. Anybody in the chat room familiar with Carnival or Trinidad culture, chime in. Let us know if you have any questions for Chromatics.
How long does the carnival go on for in Trini? How long does it go on for?
It really starts, to be honest, the events start from like around Christmas, from like Boxing Day. Yeah. And it all culminates up to the Monday and Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. Yeah. So it's like 2 months, 3 months, depending on when Ash Wednesday is, of just events and art. You know what I mean? In all its forms. Huh?
Is it bigger on the final day? Does it all build up, or is it just pretty much like?
Yeah, definitely. Carnival Monday and Tuesday are the largest. Is what it's about. It's all the build up to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I've been to the New Orleans one a couple of times.
Right.
And I know that's a couple of weeks, and I know the Tuesday on that, like the whole city just goes crazy from about 7 a.m. It's like unbelievable. You know? Right. So yeah, I really want to go to Trini one time. You know, definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, definitely. We have the original thing.
Yeah. Is Trini the first one? Is it or?
I assume because ours is possibly like the longest running one. You know.
Yeah.
That and Rio, of course, Brazil and Trinidad. Those are the 2 culturally where it goes way back into their history.
Yeah. Right. No doubt. It all stems actually from slavery and freeing of the slaves and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and basically celebrating not just the freedom, but also was making a mockery of the slave masters and all of that.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's a big history of that with like carnivals and festivals. I mean, yeah, they all turn the world upside down for a day. That's really what carnival and like all that sort of stuff is about, you know?
Yeah.
Like you said, mocking the rulers, mocking the slave owners.
Yep.
It's like for, you know, you can't.
That's right. You see the blue devils in Carnival. You see the red devils, right? You see if you look close, you know, at first you just see like bikinis and beads, you know, but if you look a little bit closer, you'll see the various migrations of things that came in. You see sailors, you see indigenous tribes. You know what I mean?
That's actually the origin of it. The what we call the pretty mass, which is the bikinis and beads and feathers, is what came in after. You know what I mean? So the original cultural aspect of it is sailor mass and dirty mass and things that we call peregrinade and midnight robber, which is actually like an extension of spoken word and in the streets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's right. And then, you know what? So what I'm going to do, let me give you a second pop. Oh, but look at that.
I mean,
Hips just went up to 25. Following just went up to 10 already. We just in the first 5 minutes in the interview. So
that's what's up.
I'm going to give y'all your second series of pop quiz. I'm going to throw out some names. Since we said it's 2 months and it's all this thing and it's history, I'm gonna throw out some names to you, and you tell us a quick, rapid fire answer to how you describe it. Okay.
All right.
Here we go. Juve.
Dirty mass.
What makes it dirty?
Because that's what it's about. It's not, as I just said, about Pretty Mass, which is the Monday and Tuesday, which is the real big festival. Juve is kind of what leads into that. Juve morning is it's mud and oil and paint, and that's what it's about. It's about this unhinged release to start the carnival. You know what I mean? And actually, Juve is my favorite part of carnival.
Me too. I can't lie.
Yeah, I mean, it's dirty. Everybody get dirty type of.
Yes, it's mud and clay, and that's what you're covered in, and paint and oil and all this different stuff. Whoa. You know what I mean?
And now, is this delicately put on? How does this paint get on people? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, well, they distributed amongst the band members, whoever's playing in the Juve band, and everybody just paints everybody and covers everybody. It's a really, to me, it's why I like it is because it's not. I think it brings everybody onto the same level. If you understand what I mean. Everybody dirty. Everybody stink that Juve morning. Yeah. It's not a pretty thing, but the overall, you know, togetherness of it is what brings everybody down to a certain level on one plane, and still, you know, we enjoy ourselves together as one people. You know, we know what it's not about what you have on or how pretty your costume is. You think?
They started doing this in London, actually, the painting thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the Notting Hill Carnival. There's like 2 million people there on the Monday, and
right.
And obviously because we've got a big Caribbean population in London, and
right.
all the different islands do their own sort of thing. And the last few years, I've noticed all the paint thing really going on. That's really come in. So is that an old thing? Is it? Or is that like a recent thing, or is that like an old thing? Because I've only seen it the last few years, and I've been going to Carnival for 30 years.
No, it's always been part of the carnival. Yeah, it's what starts the carnival Monday and Tuesday. You go out on the streets from basically midnight to when the sun comes up.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
But with the paint, I'm talking about that's the paint thing. Yeah, that's what.
Originally it was mud and oil, and then they started bringing in the paint and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
There's actually a band that does chocolate now, you know. So
that sounds good, man. That sounds good. Yeah. That's a whole world of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful if you eat it, because I'm sure someone's still throwing mud in that spot.
Nah.
I know you see all sorts at the carnival, so yeah.
Our viewers, man. Shout out to our viewers, man. They are giving nothing but love right now. They are tipping our brother. They loving the information you dropping right now about the carnival. I'm loving the information you dropping right now about the carnival, because I've never been, let alone I did not know it went, this long and had this process. So I'm very intrigued about this process. It's actually a very spiritual process on another level that I'm looking at.
That's what we're starting to realize. And we're gonna get through to a couple other aspects and into some of Chromatic's music as well. But juxtapose what Chromatics is saying right now, yo. I want everybody around the world to think about this.
Hold up, hold on, wait.
Refresh.
We just got news. We got to hit refresh.
Oh, what news?
Live on the show.
This just in.
This just in. Live on the show. Yo, he's
verified. I'm verified. That's what's up.
Now, for all of y'all thinking about joining now, or y'all who are unverified, but you haven't synced your Facebook and your Twitter yet, let me tell you what this means. Are there any subscriptions on Musicoin?
Any subscriptions? Somebody
tell me, do I have to subscribe to hear music on Musicoin?
No.
You just click, man. You just click. Click and play.
Okay, I like that. Are there any advertisements on this platform? Does Musicoin pay for itself with advertisements?
Only your t-shirt self-suffice.
I'm missing on this week.
Your t-shirts,
on my website. I don't have one on this week, but yes. So there's no advertisements, no subscription. The way that Musicoin is funded is through blockchain technology, which if you're not into cryptocurrency yet, blockchain technology means people get valued for adding on to a chain of blocks. And these aren't Lego blocks like in the physical world. These are blocks of information. When you play a song, you add on to a block. When you post a comment, you add on to a block. All these things we're doing are adding on to a history that can never be erased, but it can constantly be added onto, okay? And part of the value that's generated from that blockchain, which we call coins or music coins in this case, we pay back to artists and to each other and through tips and through wallet transfers and all these different ways that you use PayPal money or any kind of money, including transferring it to your bank account, cashing out, right? So right now, 36 tips have been received by Chromatix since the show started.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
But what we know, what we know is that if you're unverified, this would be unsustainable to just have a bunch of random people signing up, right, and getting this money and cashing out or doing whatever.
Right.
So if you're unverified, people can play you automatically. You're only allowed to post one song if you're unverified, but people are paying you out of their own account when you're not unverified, okay? As soon as you become verified, which Chromatix is right now, read my lips, Chromatix is verified right now. You just signed up today and got verified right now. Hear me? As soon as you become verified, now I can play his songs as much as I want, and Musicoin, the platform, is rewarding us just for our activity and adding on to the sustainability and integrity of the platform. I'm getting so excited that we don't have to pay out of our own accounts. So we can choose to listen to him and just throw him a tip. We're going to look through his page now, right? We're going to play his songs in a second. We're going to look through his page at different ways we could tip him. Now, one is right.
Yeah, well,
I just tipped him, Matt. I just tipped him. Yeah.
So that's one. You can get a tip there. Let's go to the left side. You see where it's
Refresh. Yeah. No.
Oh, it's not showing anybody that tipped actually on the post. I was looking for that also.
Yeah.
Now let's look at his post on the left. And Pup, I want you to choose one of the actions he's taken. He's followed Pup. He's added a new release. He's following sales advice. Choose one of those actions and right click that star.
So it says this star right here. Send one music coin to Chromatix for this comment. Click.
Boom. So he got a tip just for being there because listeners are liking him and they're supporting him and representing Trinidad culture on the platform, expanding this globally. Thank you to everybody watching the show for giving him those tips. Pup just gave him a tip for putting up a new release. Let's go into the song page and see how we could give him tips there. Oh, that picture is fire. Look at that. Look at that graphic, y'all.
Shout out to the love. Look at now we see some comments here, right here. Turtle Project.
Yeah.
New Quinn, Taphophilia, Roman Leopold.
Black Sheep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another tip. This is another way to tip. And engage.
So this tip is a tip for the song itself. Yes. So someone says, I like the picture, I like the song, I'm just gonna tip the song itself. Okay. Now, if we want to, we can pick some of these comments that other people put up here and we want to give them a tip for supporting you. So
Roman,
can show that.
thank you for supporting the artist and tuning into MC Plays. I just tipped you for that comment.
Boom.
Here we go. We actually, this is one of our ambassadors. We already know what time it is.
Boom.
He's tuned in. Turtle Project. He's tuned in.
And another ambassador of ours as well, Neil Quinn.
New Quinn, right? I wanted to do the follow, not the I did the tip one. There we go. We got Moonbo, 10 man. He said, "Hey man, you can't leave me out." Got you. Live.
Where's my one? I don't know. That's weird. Oh.
I think you probably tipped on the homepage because you don't. Come
Oh,
up.
is it? Oh, is that different? Oh, that's different, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Now we're gonna do something exciting. Before we play his music, we're not even gonna play it yet. I want to keep the suspense for another minute. Hold on, the suspense. Hold on, we're gonna get this. We're gonna go to the main page of Musicoin to show the winner of last week's Artist of the Week is featured prominently throughout this whole past week. If you haven't noticed, Pup, take us to the main page of Musicoin, and then we're going to scroll down that page and get something interesting in our optical perspectives.
Let me put it on the this homepage right here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
With the top play, the new releases, Artist of the Week.
The contest was crazy last week. If you didn't see it, log on to DTube and YouTube and watch the highlights from last week's episode. If you didn't catch it live, it came very close, right? But 9IX was known for his choice of timbres, instrument sounds. Each track, he had a different sound set. It was very intentional. It was, if it was getting a spooky vibe, it was spooky. If it was giving an ambient vibe, it was building up. So salute to you, IX9. You represented, you earned that place there. And there you are. People can click right there on the Artist of the Week. They can play him right from the homepage. They can go to his profile. And, we're going to do it again this week. There's going to be a new Artist of the Week. And this is different from, when I say a new artist of the week, it doesn't mean the new artist of the week. Okay? Right. So, Chromatics, I think you're in the grannies for the newest artist of the week.
Look at that.
But there is a
You see it right there. It says new artist.
Look at that. What do we see here? As we scroll down the page, we see top tip, we see top play, and we see new artists.
All right, there we go.
Top of the list. A young man by the name of what's this? Jerome Chromatics. Genres, hip hop and rap.
We gonna go to the track.
I feel like the people heard me running my mouth enough.
You ready to take them there?
Take
you
a
know
breath.
What time it is? It's Bacchanal.
It's Bacchanal, eh?
Oh, I know what Bacchanal means, yeah.
Oh, you do you? All right,
Yeah,
very good.
Bacchanalian, I know what Bacchanalian means, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's party time. If that means the same thing in Trinity, yeah.
Right.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Turn up your speakers. Everybody around the world, turn up your speakers if you didn't make it to Carnival this year. Hip hop, straight from Trinidad and Tobago.
Gotta love when you press play it automatically pays.
Oh, uh-huh.
Gotta love it.
Right, so everybody locked on, go and press play now.
Yeah.
I like that. He knows what he's doing. Automatics is a Musicoin official. That's how we do it.
He said,
we support each other.
The music is loading up. It's about to play. Should I do the countdown? Maybe the countdown worked like last time. 5, 4.
Yeah.
We should do a count up. We should test how long it's taking.
All right.
Yeah.
Something that hard folk sort out.
Yeah.
Hey, play again.
We keep it all the way officially real on this show, and like the pros and the cons. One of the cons is that right now Musicoin is really into the audio file quality, so you're getting
Hey, everybody sound the same, right? Must be recording with the same mic. Shit, must be. Yeah. Everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Must be recording with the same mic. Shit, cause everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Must be recording with the same mic. Shit, cause everybody sound the same, right? I hope they don't hold me in the same light as these guys trying to get the game right. Nah, me and them is not the same type. Different bank, different rank, not the same stripes. My mic's out, so it's lights out. Try to ride every wave, you get wiped out. I hope you wax your board, surfer dude. Tell me what you could do when man performing in the nude. Last week you was selling work, now you popping mollies and down in perks. Wait, I thought you was a mobster. Man, just know you go run out in a romper. See everything, the glitters ain't gold. I know it's not cause I'm bitter and old. I passed 21 and still savage. You give the conductor your passage, but then it's scoops in your ad-libs. Sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Must be recording with the same mic. Shit, cause everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Must be recording with the same mic. Shit, cause everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Must be recording with the same mic. Shit, cause everybody sound the same, right? Now all of a sudden they wanna sound Caribbean, but them ain't wet like we amphibian. Hit them for 6, all in the pavilion. I watch them try and come and take the millions. Don't get just my opinion, but which one of them boys West Indian? They use the soca and the video reach 1 billion. So I have to burn a fire upon Ed Sheeran. I guess that's just how it go. When Harry Belafonte sang Calypso, and Maestro was mixing Kaiso with disco. But let me show you the hypocrisy in this show. We go praise their version of we own music, give them rotation and say we love how they use it. Turn around and then say to these young cats, not to sound like the Yankee them and spit raps. And if you do, try and fit in with the current trend, or else they can't mix your song with the rest of them. Now you imitating Drake and Tory Lanez, but if you just be yourself, you wouldn't sound the same. And that's why everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Must be recording with the same mic. Shit, cause everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Everybody sound the same, right? Must be recording with the same mic. Shit, cause everybody sound the same, right? Yeah, you know, as a man, it's just had to say something, right? Say something, no, man.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
I hope my British brothers did not feel offended.
Oh man, nice flow, yeah, nice flow.
We was getting at him.
You went in.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, basically I was just telling, talking about what's going on in music right now. Because you look at everybody trying to ride this Caribbean wave, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
there's someone from where I live, and he does that, what you're talking about. And it's just ridiculous, and it's just painful to watch people trying to copies like other. I don't know. It's really bad.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like there's no problem with that. But just as I would pay homage to the greats in hip hop, make sure and pay homage and know where it's coming from and know your history. You know what I mean?
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah,
Obviously,
so,
it's okay to. Sorry.
That's how I took it.
Yeah, I will say there's a big Caribbean community in London, so there is a lot of, like I said, Trinity, Jamaica, like all the islands. There's a big community of that. So there's a big scene with music from the islands. It's so
yeah, no doubt, and even British hip hop artists have always incorporated the Jamaican slang and vibe in the music.
Exactly, like loads of our music culture is from like immigration in the 50s. From like. Jamaicans and Trinis coming over and doing like dances and playing the music, whether it's ska or reggae or whatever, and that's definitely like a big thing in like London sort of music is, that influence really, yeah.
But I also hear that you that you're really encouraging, people to really be themselves,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I wanted you to tap into that a little bit more. Explain your message behind that inspiration.
Well, I think all of us in this chat here know stuff in terms of the trap sound, and now it's the Caribbean sound, and everybody is just trying to ride a wave to success instead of being themselves and creating something unique. I don't know if you all saw this the other day, but even Puffy put up a post on his Instagram about how much music game is so saturated with people trying to copy all these styles just because they're popular and not really, being themselves and trying to push the sound. Yeah.
Did
you know what I mean?
This?
Diddy said this. You know what I mean?
He's saying that it's getting out of control.
Well, there you go. Right?
Right.
So,
he's not a hater. In fact, he's the one who first came out with Big talking about you got the players and the haters and get your money and don't worry if I write rhymes, I write checks. But now I think he's starting to realize. And shout out to Diddy because he rightly so commended Black Thought. I don't know if y'all seen the freestyle on Flex Black Thought a couple weeks ago, but he posted up and he said it was the best freestyle that has ever been recorded on video, and he saluted that. You know what I mean? So Diddy really understanding like there's a point at which you got to make money, and then it comes to a point where you have to like, okay, I have money. Let me make sure, what are we doing with this money, right? Are we helping people grow and evolve and value what is this? There's something that is valuable beyond just the numbers and the dollar signs.
Yeah, and when you look at within the last few years, the people who've had some sort of longevity, not just here today, gone tomorrow, the people who are very unique. You know what I mean? And who are just doing themselves. People like Kendrick, people like J. Cole, you know what I mean? So,
well, I'm glad you said that because I want to segue into a J. Cole track called Fire Squad. J. Cole's engineer, Mez, was telling me that the story of that and to put out that track, Fire Squad, was difficult. They had a little bit of, pushback. And there's a lot of brilliant, intelligent rappers in the industry who you wouldn't think are as smart as they are because they don't have these fights with some of the executives and marketing people that tell them what to do. But J. Cole and Mez have these fights. And Mez told me, they had a little bit of the pushback, but they put it out. And lo and behold, it's one of the best songs on that album. Like, everybody loves it. But as I was listening to your track, there's a verse in there where Cole does something very similar to what you did. So when you were just saying, I'm not hating on, you mentioned Harry Belafonte, you mentioned different people in general and some specific. Harry Belafonte was the first artist to go platinum.
And the name of the album was? Calypso. the first album I ever saw on million copies was the album Calypso by Harry Belafonte. And it was an album full of calypso.
And on the count of 3, let's see if we can say the chorus. And if you're not with us, you will join in because it goes 1, 2, 3. Dale. They like come on me one go home.
That's right. Calling me banana.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to do my
Harry
Caribbean accent, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
And this is, you never heard that before?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Of course I bloody heard that. Yes, of course I've heard that. Yeah.
No, I know you have. I thought Makubi said he ain't heard it before. I'm like, you never heard that before, bro.
Yeah, and
Oh, we lost him.
Is he still with us?
This is Harry. He was by Trinidad. You hear me?
No. Your phone's breaking up.
Me? All right, hold up.
Bring that back. We missed. Yeah.
Hold up. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I was saying is, when he was getting inspiration and doing that album, he was in Jamaica a lot, and also was heavily inspired by a lot of Trinidadian Calypsonians. Because I don't know if you know Self-Suffice, but I actually do an internship here, exchange with students from Trinity College and New York. And the internship is basically based on the relationship between Calypso and hip hop. So in that,
one of the sisters you just was a recent intern for you, Paula. Shout out to
Paula.
her.
Shout out Paula.
I wanted to surprise you and get her on the call today, but you know she's a grinder. She's paying tuition. Shout out to you, sister. I love you. Hope you see this. But I'll be seeing her like in the next couple of weeks. But she's also helping to run the International Hip Hop Festival this year. But she really said she enjoyed the experience with you. I got to chop it up with her when she came back. And that's one of the things. So we might as well, I'm glad you brought that up. Anybody listening, by the way, you're eligible, right? Hit this brother up. If you're interested in what we're talking about today, the culture, Trinidad, Caribbean, you want to work with the artist who actually runs the studio and is encouraging people learning more about culture, not just sampling it without really being involved in it. Hit up Chromatics after this call, okay? Because he does run an internship for young people. And I feel like that's one of the best things artists do that you don't hear about a lot. We actually collaborate with people behind the scenes. You know, it's not just about getting on the charts.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, I always work with young people, you know what I mean? It might sound cliche, but they are the future, and you know. So, and they and as an artist, as a creative person, I find a lot of inspiration from them myself. You know what I mean? So I always look at them and what they're doing and get inspired by that as well. Because, you know, you're constantly looking for inspiration to create. So that's part of it as well.
And that's what Harry Belafonte was doing. His mother was from the Caribbean.
Right.
When he went a million, I feel like these great songs, even Diddy, like the songs that he went a million with, a lot of the songs that go platinum and really big, they're not new per se. You know what I mean? But they are what you were saying in that song. They are particular. You're really honing in on a certain culture. And that song, Come Mr. Tallyman Telling Me Banana, he's talking about what his mother and women in his family for generations and brothers in the family for generations. He's talking about the lifestyle they actually saw and the banana boats, right? And things that were actually happening, and how working people have a tradition of always singing to get us through the day. We might not be the richest people, but we have these songs that we make songs about being in the field, being in the picking things, building things, working together. And these songs become like a tradition of working through instead of being overwhelmed with our problems. So I feel like he tapped into that collective consciousness. And when people heard that, they weren't just hearing a hot new song. They were hearing, this is our culture. This is something that we working people around the world can relate to. And that's why it went a million. Not because it's some shiny sounder or some industry executive, right?
Yeah.
Now, well, speaking of culture, you know, how about a little bit of background, you know, of your culture, of your, you know, your music history, you know, everything about yourself, you know, that anything that you would like to share.
Oh, with me? That's a long ass story, dog.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, I mean,
let's start off by saying how did you get into the
hip
hop and soca?
All right, so well, basically in Trinidad, you know, it's predominantly soca and calypso, but like in the late 80s, early 90s, with the advent of cable and stuff like that, and we started getting our first urban radio stations. You started to hear a lot more stuff coming out of the States, whether it be pop, hip hop, and R&B. And then one of my cousins migrated to the States for some years, and when he came back, he basically introduced me to hip hop and started writing. And I was always a creative person. I've been surrounded by music in my family for years. My brothers and cousins used to sing and play instruments, play drums, play piano, etc., guitars, etc. But what I found with hip hop at that point in time is the freedom of expression. The only thing that was close to that really in Trinidad was calypso, and calypso was kind of becoming I wouldn't say a dying art form. I don't want to say that, but it wasn't popular as it used to be. You know, so for the youths at the point in time, hip hop was just that medium where I felt most comfortable expressing myself, because it was just unhinged self-expression. You could have talked about anything that you wanted to talk about, you know, and still get the music out there, get the message out there, and be successful in it. When it comes to soca music, though, soca is a little more based around the carnival and about the festival. So you find that the content and the concepts that they're dealing with is about the parties and about the fetes and about the street festival and whatnot. So that's why I felt a little more comfortable with doing hip hop. Right. But
now they have soca monarchs, right?
Right. This is basically a competition. Yeah.
Did they used to, and do they still have an equivalent calypso monarch, a calypso competition?
Yep. It's Calypso Monarch. It's Calypso Monarch, and it's actually an entire event that happens right into Juve morning. So, like, traditionally, I would sit down with moms and watch what we call Dimanche Gras. So Dimanche Gras is basically the competition the night before Carnival, Monday and Tuesday, and that's where we crown the Calypso king or queen. The mask, when I say mask, the costumes, a lot of the carnival bands, aside from the people who play in the band, the pretty mask, there are these huge, big costumes that take up like 40 feet tall costumes and whatnot, and those are judged and different things like that. And then there's, of course, what we call extempo. Okay. Now, right, so all of that happens on that night, which is the Sunday night before Carnival, Monday and Tuesday. And as I was saying, within the internship that I actually do, we show the relationship between extempo and freestyle battling, because calypso and hip hop is one of the two only art forms vocally that have that sort of off the cuff battling style. So that's one thread between the two art forms that they share. You know what I mean? So they have extempo battles, is the same thing like a freestyle battle.
Extempo as in like extemporary.
Temporary. Yeah.
Root word.
Yep.
So if I'm understanding you, when the Calypso monarchs, kings and queens, are competing, they're a little bit more like the true school golden, like KRS-One, Slick Rick. They're more telling a story, dropping the knowledge. They're competing to see who can get that message across to you with that style. Whereas with the soca monarchs is competing, they more seeing who's gonna turn up the track. They more like a track. They seeing who could turn up the crowd the most. Something like that.
That's a good analogy, I would say. I mean, maybe not as accurate, but it's a good analogy for those who don't know about it to compare it. Because like the Calypsonians, especially on that night, a lot of the music has to do with social issues and going at politicians and this kind of thing. You know what I mean? As opposed to the soca monarch, which will be more like just turn up. You know what I mean?
So Public Enemy would be Calypsonians.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
not that.
I mean, pardon the horrible analogy.
Not necessarily.
So clear it up.
Not necessarily, but no. I mean, there's still a lot of soca artists who do delve into those social aspects in their music.
Yeah.
I would say, like, for instance, shout out to Voice. Voice is the current 3-time running soca monarch of Trinidad and Tobago.
3 years.
And his music is always 3 years in a row, and he's not even 25 yet. And no, I think he just turned 25 the other day. But his music, he's so unique because very few. Yeah, his music is very positive and is very socially conscious and aware. So for what he's been doing, especially as a youth, he's been kind of basically changing the dynamic and showing them that you can win in these competitions. You still can have the impact in soca music without having the, same content over and over and over. Like,
this kind of reminds me of how here we have like Kendrick Lamar, for example, right? Kendrick Lamar can do trap style. He's current, but he's also bringing us back to feeling like more conscious again, kind of bridging that gap.
No doubt. Yeah, definitely. I would say that's a good analogy.
So let me get back to your track before we get into any other questions. Your track, Same, right?
Yeah.
You said something very powerful, which is that you're not hating on anybody. You're just making sure people knows where it comes from and pay that respect, right? And in fact, in Firing Squad, there's a line where, he says like, go to the awards, dap it down, and watch Iggy win a Grammy while I try to crack a smile. I'm just playing. Like he's saying he's joking, but he's trying to make a point. He also says Macklemore, Eminem, right? A few of these rappers. He's talking about how some of the white rappers that are super talented and making it don't forget where they came from. And he shouts, he quotes Elvis Presley. He quotes it's almost like a mini history lesson. So I feel like you did that same credit in terms of Caribbean music in general. You didn't just shout out Trinidad specifically, but just in general, like, yo, toasting, which is the origin of hip hop music in America, came from the Caribbean, right?
From Jamaica,
and CW got the records in the back. I know he got some stories to prove it, but you said, right, like J. Cole is cool with Eminem, and J. Cole is a fan of Eminem, right? I just want to point this out. J. Cole is cool with Eminem, and J. Cole is a fan of Eminem and respects him. But at the same time, he's just acknowledging, like, he sells a lot more because of his skin color, right? And because of his lineage. And just make sure you don't disrespect. When you're respecting Eminem, don't turn around and be like, Eminem is so great and he came out of the blue. If you respect Eminem, don't disrespect the other people that Eminem respects. And I feel like that's what you were saying. Like, if you respect Harry Belafonte, understand that he came from this lineage, and that's why, he was on the shoulders of giants. I don't feel like you was telling anybody not to do it or not to be influenced. You was just saying, bro, don't be like, we got the best music in the world. We're better than Trinidad and Jamaica. Like, we're borrowing from Trinidad and Jamaica heavily. So when you're winning, we're winning. Show that respect. Don't disrespect people that you're standing on their shoulders.
Yeah, basically, in a nutshell.
Just know your history, ain't it? You got to know your music history, man. It's like it's all.
Yeah, but I think what was more important to me too in what I said was, all right. So it's like Harry Belafonte taking that, but then at the same time, there's a Calypsonian called Maestro, who around that time was mixing calypso and disco. All right.
Pop. Yep. Can you say Maestro for us, please? You've been nominated for a Grammy Award on pronunciation.
Maestro.
There you go.
Well done. I want to hear about the calypso disco. Go on. Right.
So that era they were mixing, which is kind of like similar to what I do.
Yeah.
Now, what you would find is, and if you go down a little bit more in our verse and you listen closely, what a lot of the people in the industry, when I say industry, I mean radio and etc., is like, don't try and sound American, don't sound Yankee, whatever. But when they, and when I say they, I'm using it in a broad stroke, use our slangs or our sound, they play it with this humongous fervor. And now, right? So now that the youths and them now confused, because it's like, all right, you telling them, you basically chastising us for embracing this foreign art form, but you playing these people who embracing our art form off the hilt, right? So it's almost hypocritical, right? So now the youths and them trying to imitate an imitation of us, if you understand what I'm saying. So all right, they catch, oh, everybody trying to sound Caribbean now. Now I'm gonna try and sound just like what they sounding like. Now we have, if we bring our own real raw element into it, it wouldn't be the exact same thing. It wouldn't be a copycat. So it's just like, just try and be yourself. Just try and be different always.
Sometimes you can really learn that, because I know when I first got into hip hop, I'm talking early 80s, man. Like that, I started to hear where these samples are coming from these rare funk and sort of jazz and stuff.
Right.
And almost it makes you want to, you go, oh, actually, you go and check out some of them original tunes and you realize, actually, that tune is pretty sick. That's pretty amazing sort of tune. So I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of that. People, they start in that way, but then they sort of can dig sort of deeper. I mean, I teach a lot of students as well, and a lot of them actually really love all the golden era rap. They don't like the current rap. They see it. I mean, I don't even want to mention mumble rap because, that's...
Hey, everything has its place, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think everything has its place, but it also needs people like us that gives the information, that gives the background. It's not
no doubt
on the surface level of, you like this sound, you like that type of music, okay, go ahead, you can make that type of music. You don't just go into it like that. Like I feel a lot of artists do. They'll catch a sound or something, inspirational sound that they hear or flow that they like, and they just go and do it without, paying homage, number one, and checking the history back on where it comes from.
Well, know your history, innit? Yeah.
But I think this is something that blockchain can really help with as well. It's like, say 50 years in the future, if every piece of music's on the blockchain, you could see the history of the song within the information that the artist gives out, because it'd be hard to go back and get this information. But if it starts soon, then people in 50 to 100 years can look back on the music that we're making now and see where the inspirations come from and see where the samples come from. And that's what blockchain could really do, amazing things. And people are working on them things, and not just with music as well, but with food and all sorts of different things. Furniture. I met someone who's doing stuff with and violins. I met someone who was doing something with violins, where people sell these £800,000 violins, and they're not actually who they say they are from. So they say this was a really famous violinist, but it weren't. With the blockchain.
Oh, when you said £800,000, I thought you were talking about weight at first. I was like, how?
Oh, sir. No, man. 800,000 pounds weighs a lot. Trust me.
But yeah, these sorts of things, and you can look back on the history of things with blockchain. It's going to be so great for the future.
I'm glad you said that, bro, because again, a lot of people have this association of blockchain in their mind still, with it just being a financial instrument, no pun intended, but just as a form of currency. And it's so much more than that. We show that on this platform, right? Chromatics didn't pay us to be on the show. The artists that paid him didn't pay us, or we didn't pay them. You know what I mean? It's just artists getting value from participating in this technology, adding blocks to the chain, and then supporting other artists. As we're generating this, we feel like we could share it amongst each other. You know?
Yeah. It's dope. It's definitely a dope concept. I myself, I mean, I only signed up today, so I'm definitely gonna delve a little bit more into it, and you know.
I have to say, when you were breaking down your meaning, there was one moment where you said you don't have to sound like American, or you don't have to have like a Yankee sound. And at that moment, you was like this, and your hat froze on the screen and glitched for like 3 seconds. And I was looking at that Yankee thing, and I was.
That's the Matrix.
It.
Yeah, you're wearing
that's the Matrix.
Hat. Yeah, I know you're wearing a Yankee hat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love New York still. You know what I mean?
I love New York. I don't love the Yankees, but I love New York.
It's like it's like music, culture, sense of humor. We say a lot of things, but like that's to the point. He's not hating on anybody around the world. These things and Trinidad is a perfect example. You know, when Pup said, tell me about your history, you said, well, I have a long cultural history. It's funny, but I kind of knew the truth behind that, because as a Trinidadian man, you are aware of the cultural impact of all these different places. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of times due to racism, colonization.
Yep, he breaking up.
Yeah. I thought it was me.
No, self-suffice, man.
Self-suffice have
it's got the auto-tune on.
Spaz out moments sometimes. It's still going.
There's a lot of places who don't understand their influences,
this
right?
is the part that I have to
so they say like, oh, it's very...
Self, can you go back a bit? Because you froze.
You for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Go back about a minute.
Rewind.
Pull up.
Yeah. Pull up, selector. Yeah.
Pull up.
But no, I'm just saying, like a lot of our histories are a lot more like Trinidad than
going again. Yo, stand up on a chair or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like propaganda in politics. It tells people that we're all like this simple separate. Oh no.
Yeah, we missed everything.
Yeah, man. Oh,
we got that part though.
I'm back.
Right, we got you.
I can't be defeated.
10 men in the chat said it's the CIA.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Who said that?
10 men in the chat.
Yeah.
Yo, 10 men.
I think it might be your Wi-Fi, to be honest. But yeah.
I rock with you because I just started talking about how propaganda makes us feel separated, and it just shut me down. But man, I'm saying a lot of our cultures, aside from the politics and propaganda, a lot of our cultures, we just don't have the awareness that you have in Trinidad of our history and how many different influences it took to make all of our countries, And sometimes that's because of shame. Yeah. We're ashamed of the people that we've used to build our finances and our institutions off of. The indigenous people, the migrated laborers, the things we've done are so shameful that sometimes we just try to ignore them and say, we're just this. But the truth of the world is that we've been, people have been traveling around for thousands and thousands of years. And we wouldn't be here if our ancestors weren't doing it.
Yeah.
Fact. That's a fact. So shout out to Chromatics for joining us today on Musicoin Plays. Here's his profile. You see it came through. He got 60 music coins.
Oh, wow.
50 tips. 16 followers now.
Niceness.
This is the power of the blockchain. Right here as we speak. And he already uploaded a new song, 28 minutes. He uploaded a song while he was live.
Was I talking that much? Was I talking that much? You uploaded?
Well, no. As soon as
it as well.
as as soon as I got verified, that's because when you get verified, you could upload more tracks, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got verified, I started, and well, you were giving them the background on it. So in the meantime, I was uploading the song.
That's grinding right there, family. Y'all see?
Yeah, we can
that?
all get on with some work when self-suffice goes.
Now we gotta check it out. He just told us don't be the same.
Yeah.
And now this is bitter. Don't be bitter for him telling you don't be the same.
Control Weirdness does all his students' homework. He all his homework from his students when self-suffice is ranting on.
Yeah, but I just want to say, like, right now, I mean, to everybody out there, I'll upload more tracks definitely to Musicoin. But what I've been doing in the last few years, because self-suffice, we talked about Bungie Gallon, who is a good brethren of mine from like long time.
Don't you have a track with Bungie?
Right. So yeah. So I've been actually experimenting with the sound that I've been doing and trying to find the right blend between what I do and soca music and trying to push the thing forward. So this year we put out a rhythm called Woy. So I have a song out called Woy, and it did extremely well for the carnival here. So y'all could check that out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put it up on the Musicoin and get some tips. You see me?
I think I saw a video with you and him on YouTube as well.
Yeah, the name of the track is called Versus. It's me and Bungie Gallon. You can check it out. Yeah.
Yes, it had kind of like the Street Fighter look to it, right?
Yeah.
Love it, bro. And we don't hate on any other platform. Like, make sure you add that to DTube as well. Steemit, but definitely put it up on Musicoin.
Musicoin gets that exclusive treatment,
No doubt. Well, they definitely will be uploading more songs. As you see, I started already. So
yes. Everybody make sure you go follow Chromatics.
And listeners, after this next track, we are going to go to the Artist of the Week competition as well. We're going to talk about what happened with the Musicoin currency this week. Woo!
Go.
Up 60%. Woo.
Oh, yeah? That's a sub.
Yeah. Watch me. Even the wicked say I bitter, man, I bitter, huh? I don't care, and it's clear that they don't like me, yeah. They say I burnt too many bridges in the game, so I can't win. But them is serious, did I say that cause they can't swim? But spill milk, ain't nothing to cry over. Forget your bridge, man, I'm out here building flyovers. Any obstacle, it don't matter, man, it's mine over. Clearly they can see that this is something I'ma die over. Go against their grain, you see how fast they eye open. Me to disappear, man, it's clear that they high hoping. They claim I cocky, walking around like I don't need none. Vex to get it 2 cents and get a refund. The eye open but they play they see done. Stuck in a season, that is the reason. I don't beggy, I hold a steady meddy. Watch how I cool and deadly, and them ain't really ready. While they play friendly for a penny. They telling he and telling she, but they know already. That's a bitter, man, a bitter, man, a bitter. Bitter, man, a bitter, huh? I don't care, and it's clear that they don't like me. They ain't going nowhere, still they wanna fight me. They the stones that I step on, and I'm in Nike, like he, like she. Yo, they got it confused. They say I'm bitter cause I talk the truth, and just because I criticize the entertainment news. Only telling we about Hollywood and foreign feuds, when even the government tell them cut back on foreign foods. Now they criticize the quality of our art, when they just copy and paste playlists and foreign charts. Now they go say that's a song that we can't play, cause you're making we feel shame and you're talking it too plain. See, they rather me flow like this and talk about what's on my wrist, and look for someone's ass to kiss. Smiling they face and bunks they fists, and keep on taking minimal risks. Don't send no subliminal diss, but I'm the seminal lyricist, plus the one that that's worth a Chris. Nah, they don't like what I'm preaching. For plain speaking, my name get brought up in board meetings as someone so outspoken that I shouldn't be leading. So just call my name if you wanna explain the meaning of bitter, 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 man, I'm bitter, 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 man, I'm bitter, 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 man, I'm bitter, 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 huh? I don't care, and it's clear that they don't like me. They ain't going nowhere, still they wanna fight me. They the stones that I step on, and I'm in Nike, like he, like she. They say I'm bitter like a general.
Whoa,
Nice.
man. Y'all want to hear the rest of that track? You gotta go check this out. You gotta go check this out.
Great production as well.
Yeah, man, blessing. Shout out to DLL.
Yeah.
DLL producer from right here in Trinidad.
Nice.
Out to DLL, yo.
You got a lot of love from the chat on that one. Massive. You also got T-Man gave you a tip. Emperor of Lights, aka John, gave you 10 coins on this one.
10? What?
10 coins. On
All right.
Woo,
Thanks.
like that
That's
one.
what's up. That's what's
He
up.
said
Yeah.
even the government is tell you to stop eating foreign food.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm saying. He got that calypso. That's why you want to know your blockchain. Using blockchain as a metaphor now, thanks to what Daniel said. You got to know the blockchain of your culture. Because when I hear chromatics, I hear the calypso, I hear the soca, I hear the trap, I hear the shout out to KRS-One. You know,
You heard that, right?
Yeah, man, like you got it all in there. But it's like it's what we have to do these days, you know, and I know Neil is the same way. Like you look at that record collection, like he understands all these different genres. And it's not like we're not the type of dudes where it's like, do you like rock? Do you like hip hop? No, it's like I need to hear the music. You know what I mean? If I'm listening to
it all,
hip-hop,
man. You gotta listen to it all.
you gotta
Yeah,
listen,
no doubt.
like,
Music, man.
Yeah.
Music, man. Yeah, no doubt.
Wait, do you want to hear one
Important
more
shit.
like Trini Disco? I've got a Trini Disco one that's got the steel pans in. The one I played.
Right. I'm really interested in that. Yeah.
It's by John Gibbs. Do you know John Gibbs? Do you know John Gibbs? Yeah, him. He did an album in the 70s, Steel Funk. It was like steel pan funk records. It's been.
Wow, I would be interested to find out if the information is on the record, if it was recorded here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is. The label was called Jumbo Caribbean Disco, but
Right.
But who knows? I mean, it's like a little blur. Whether it's
Right.
But I think it was genuinely Caribbean. It wasn't someone just in a New York studio, as far as I know. But all right, let me hit.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely play that. Shout out to Jack Wells, white boy out there in Redding, California. He still think chromatic fire too.
okay, this is the one.
That's the one.
This is the one I wanted you to hit. Trinidad.
Trinidad, where I'm going. Trinidad, where I wanna be.
You ain't lying. She's speaking for all of us.
Indeed.
You hear the steel pins.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Chromatics was talking about the origins of the carnival and the dirty mass with mud and oil. You know, those steel pans, are central to those origins as well. The original revelers, you could call them, would pick up them steel pans.
Well, right? it stemmed from creations before that. You know what I mean? What we call coming out of tambu, bamboo, and rhythm sections, where they would just beat steel instruments and whatnot, and it evolved into the steel pan.
So this is people just taking steel from around them.
Yep.
You know,
old scrap metal and stuff, and actually creating instruments and what we call rhythm sections. Yeah.
But that's not like, you know, we got an orchestra and we got all this funding, you know. It really speaks to how it started.
I'm just waiting for the second break before I fade it out.
All right. We listening.
Shout out to everybody on Instagram. What's your Instagram name? Tell everybody your Instagram name.
Yo, at Chromatics Music. I got it. I got all my links plugged in on the Musicoin. So if you're on Instagram, go and follow me on Instagram. No, you got my link on the Musicoin profile. Yeah.
Welcome back to Musicoin Plays. This is episode 4, huh?
Yeah. Already.
1 month. We continue to grow. We got another exciting episode for you today. We, of course, going to bring you some special announcements and special guests. Yo, vibe. I'm telling you, I gotta use. Why don't we have this now?
Can I just say, I got an email saying they might draft me for Artist of the Week, and I was like,
now comes another stream is playing off Al.
Yeah.
I think that's uncontrolled weirdness.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're not very controlled, are you?
No, he's not.
That's UW.
I mean, as soon as you said that,
You need to change your name.
Chromatics.
Yo.
Well, what did you think of that tune?
Definitely dope. Could definitely be sampled too. You see me? Yeah. I got a lot of stuff. I could send your way as well. You know what I mean? Stuff. I mean, yeah. I'm actually trying to upload this track with Bungie Garland right now to Musicoin so we can hear it.
Yeah.
Someone actually just said in the chat to Chromatics, come on, pull a hat trick, get another tune up.
Yeah. I'm trying.
That's the trifecta if he gets one more. That's the 3-point shot.
You see me?
Now, this disco song that Neil just played with the disco Trini sound, it kind of reminds me of what you're doing, what you're saying. You're finding a balance between traditional music you'd hear at carnival. I remember I was about to go out there this last carnival because my lady was out there, took the kids out.
Yeah, but you never came.
I never came because of some crazy series of things. Like I kept being almost about to go and couldn't go, and then I was gonna go again and couldn't go. But we gonna get there. But
all right.
You know, it was just like there's something there. So with the disco thing that we just heard, it was clearly a blending, right?
Yeah.
You're clearly pushing things forward instead of just doing one thing or another thing. You're taking all these influences and giving that blending, coming up with something new as well. There was a form called rap soul, right?
Yes.
Is a form called rap soul. And it's kind of like you hear the rap in it, you hear the calypso. Could you tell us a little bit about that? Because that was a similar type this same thing where artists get together and say, you know what, man, let's take these different influences, let's put things together, let's continue moving it. Can you tell us a little bit about what is rap soul?
Can you spell that?
Because I know
Well, rap soul is like RAPSO.
Okay.
Yeah, RAPSO. So this is something that we actually cover in the internship as well. Rap soul, it's so close to hip hop because it actually stems out of the Black Power movement that occurred in Trinidad and Tobago around the 70s, in the early 70s, right?
Okay.
And it was just a higher level of consciousness of Black awareness here in Trinidad and Tobago. There were a lot of things that stemmed around that, oil field workers, riots and oil field trade unions, debates and all of these different things that occurred around that time. And what you found is the youth at that time were a little more vocal, and because of that, how to put it, that more Black consciousness, more connection to Africa, the sound of what the youths were doing at the time started to change from what was typical calypso. And you would find that we have in this culture this thing called a character around Carnival called the Midnight Robber or the Pero Grenade, who is somebody that would do things in rhythmic poetry. So it started to take that sort of form in the music. So when you really look at the same thing coming out of the civil rights movement in America and hip hop and everything like that, it's that also shares that common thread. So it's very much, they do it in a more rapping style, less of a singing sort of style. And it's a genre that's still around till this day. And I consider myself as well a rap soul artist. I mean, it's whatever, whatever music that I make that you feel could fit into that genre, cool. But it's still all, still all has same and similar roots,
So for people who think this is a new thing, like this is Trinidad been representing this, like these cultures are thousands of years. The blockchain is millions of years old. You could say it just got digital.
Now it's digital.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yo, man, I feel like your predecessors would be proud of you, bro.
I hope so, man. I hope so. That's the greatest thing that I could do representing for my country. Yeah, I'm a hip hop artist and I represent for a lot of the younger people and those who from my generation who were attracted to hip hop, and I represent for them. But at the same time, I represent for my country. Fully, true and true. So it's important to me that people just don't look at me as a rapper. Mm-hmm. There's more to the eye than that.
Big up to the Trini Master. Big up to all my West Indian people.
Big up the roti. Big up the roti.
Yeah. Big up the roti for real. Big up the roti for real. But I was saying, and funny enough, I mean, don't take it the wrong way, but like one of the greatest compliments that I ever got from somebody is that they're saying that your style is very much like a calypsonian, you know what I mean? Because I do this thing, right, called the Carnival Wrap-Up, right? Yeah. Which is basically a synopsis of the entire Carnival season in a song. So just like you know how Skills used to do the year-round wrap-up, and now Uncle Murder does the year-round wrap-up.
Yep.
Yeah. So I basically do the Carnival wrap-up.
Yeah.
You dig? And I actually did.
We need that over here because, like, we be wishing we was there. Like, what happened in Carnival? So you need to check out Chromatic's wrap-up. I just actually before the show started seeing a little bit of a preview of it. So right. I'm looking forward to seeing the whole thing.
Well, actually, I do it very differently now because I don't put it out to. I don't put it on YouTube or SoundCloud or anything like that. We actually do in shows here. So we did a show last week Saturday. Yeah, and then. And we're doing another one this Wednesday in different parts of the country where people have to come out to hear it. And then I will soon put it out for sale on my website. You know what I mean? Yeah. Gotta monetize it, bro. You know what I mean?
That's it. You know, I do the same thing with Musicoin. Like Musicoin pays like 10 times or more of some of these other platforms, but it doesn't mean you know, people like to be lazy about it. You know, oh, this page
Right.
won't put all my music here. Like, I put a new track on Musicoin every time one of my last tracks gets to 2,000, because I'm still trying to build a relationship with my fan base. You know what I mean? Like,
No doubt.
you're responding to me, I'm responding to you. Same kind of strategy. So I'm totally with you on that, bro.
All right. We got.
Show live from Carnival, man. Like next year, we got to be live from Carnival.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's not a problem. We could do it live from Carnival. I think you would be
Yeah,
I think you would be distracted though.
I may be distracted. Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be an interesting show, though. Yeah.
But straight,
more beautiful every year.
before I leave, Trinidad and Tobago has the most beautiful woman in the world. I don't care what you say.
I'm married to one, so
you need to prove that.
Right.
Right. Over here, I'm cool with that.
I have been all over the world, and I'm not biased, but I am kind of biased. But it's fact. It is fact.
It's a fact.
Fact. Yeah.
Shout out to my wife, Mrs. Kelly.
Yeah, good. You got that in there. Self-suffice. Nice one. You saved it.
Got to. Not just because she's my wife, but because she gives me a mini vacation. You know,
Okay.
she brings that culture. It's like you can't take the Trininess out of a person wherever they go around the world, right? So I love my wife for that. Trinidad is the first place where I went where they have a word for what we call loitering here, and we feel like insecure about it. They call liming there. If you are hanging out with some of your friends and just chilling, drinking.
Sorry, liming.
Yo, self-suffice. Just give them the. I gotta pee and come back.
Yep.
So I'm gonna tell you about liming, even the dance culture, right? Like here, and I can only speak like as a black man, right? But here in America, for black people, if we get caught like not working twice as hard as people and not being on our job and just listening to music, it's like, oh, it ain't about nothing. Those Negroes over there, you know what I mean? Like, you need to get busy. You need to do something. Like, we always constantly feel this pressure, and obviously comes out of slavery. Like, 2 + 2 is 4. It don't take long to realize, like, there's way too much pressure for us to always be proving ourselves, and that's where it comes from. The Caribbean, and Trinidad specifically, is the first time I went somewhere. And like, if you try to interrupt somebody while they're just like standing up, relaxing,
right,
or dancing, it's like, chill out. Like, you could be in a restaurant and go up to the waitress like, yes, can we have a seat? And she'd be like, give me a chance, no?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd be like, but this is a restaurant. She'd be like, give me a chance. 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
they respect breathing and relaxing and enjoying life, regardless of who you are, what degree you have. You need to chill out. You know what I mean?
Trini time, I believe they call that. I've heard them call it that.
Yeah, man. And you know, it's the same way in Grenada. My friends out there in different parts of the Caribbean, but like, it really made me realize there's so many things we do. They touched on this in the Black Panther movie too. You know, the character Killmonger, he was so brilliant and he was always trying to do all these things, but it was destroying him and it was destroying the people around him, because it's not always about trying to prove you're doing the right thing and be busy. You know, you also have to just respect life and respect liming and dancing and connecting with other people.
How
And
do you
like,
spell liming? Is it Liming? Is that it? Or
I don't think there's a G. Is there a G?
I want to use this word next week with my students.
Chromatics, is there a G in liming?
Yeah. I mean, you can leave it out. You can leave it out sometimes.
Yeah.
If you want.
Leave it out.
There's no. I mean, it's not like in the dictionary. There's no way to spell it. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right.
So let's.
Yes. A lime is basically 2 or more people gathered
Okay.
in a group.
All right. Cool.
Which in my neighborhood means the
doing anything. You could be Good.
Look, you gotta love the live chat. They said track 3 is up, guys.
Oh, word.
Yes.
Trifecta.
Gotta love the live chat.
And somebody tagged the artist of the week too, because we want to know if they're listening, because we are about to go into the voting for that in just a few moments.
And right after this, we'll go ahead and play this, and then we'll get into the artist of the week music versus.
Woo!
Would you like to introduce your third track?
My hot trick for the day. This track is called Versus Chromatics featuring Bungie Garland, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. You see me?
You need a liming tune. Where's your liming tune, man? Have you got
My liming tune.
liming? You need a liming rhythm. Where's the liming rhythm?
All right, I'm gonna keep that in mind for next year.
Oh, come on, man. We gotta do a collab.
Yeah, you're going to have to put controlled weirdness on your smart contract.
Oh, man. Got the 808 here.
Load up.
Now, once Bungie gets on here too, you can just log into where it says license details right there. You can click license details, give him his share, and never have to think about it again, because unlike the dumb, ridiculous, whatever the usual industry, it's easy to pay people automatically in this. And this is one of the things that we didn't get into too much on this call. We talked about so much, but that's another one of the great things that we all love. Having been through so many contracts and lawyers, you know, it just makes it easy for us to collaborate with one another.
All right, no doubt.
All right. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's that skill plan.
Smack. You see the nonsense that they carrying on with. A man running wrong here, feel like them is God gift. Body beat at the drum, rise you like a forklift, hit you like a cup in the face. This ain't no soft kiss. I got 10 racks in my pocket and some bottles, now we gon' pop it. When I jump on the beat, bang it out in the street, put the key in the pavement and lock it. Rocks them taking off like a rocket, whether bushy down tongue or ratchet. Look all how they trying hard to match it, even with gloves and all they can't catch it. While they studying, they feeling all price and political vice, the youth and them dying. And the musician and the pan man, them and the calypso and them crying. Talk it today, forget it tomorrow, but I will always remind them that the people make the culture and culture define them. Big money passing, attending the blind them. Never make a move and try to improve till you raise a big stick behind them. If you can't catch the groove and the lyrics too rude, jump out and just join the line then. Cause we gon' make a move with the message where we send you. Rubber headed pen and you always remember the truth in the message and trust as the sender.
Yang to the young. Balance it. Bungie Garland and Chromatics, we link up as the illest team. Many times we try shed some light and end up the illest fiend. Use a trumbo like a donkey's jawbone, beat them like the Philistines. Many try hard and die hard, but we don't know if that what Bruce Willis means. After the work hard, man can't buy big yard with peace and that green. Promoter get rich and cry like bitch, I stuck in a house and scheme. Calypso soca, we want to push over just like carnival and drop over. We do this over and over and then pull up me could have nothing at the banger. Hey! Yeah! Fire! Hey!
Good.
Fire!
Yeah.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. They loving it.
man.
Deb said this is wicked.
Yeah, so that's is a very, very different song. There's no chorus, hence why we call it verses. You see me? And produced by Just Now. Shout out to Just Now.
Shout out Just Now.
Yeah.
Pans sound nice, man. Nice reverb on the pans. Sound nice.
Yeah. Shout out. Just Now is actually a production duo made up of two guys, one from Trinidad, one from Bristol in England.
Oh, okay.
So shout out to them. Yeah.
Okay, shout out to our co-host here.
Yeah. They produced Bungie Garland's Truck on the Road, if you're familiar with that.
Oh, we have a truck on the road. We have a truck on the road. You better make way for a truck on the road. Ah! And a whole thousands of people be jumping.
Hey!
Like the whole street.
Someone chuck paint on Self-Suffice. Chuck some paint on.
You know what's funny? I saw, talking about the mix of hip-hop and everything and all of us like relating. I saw Bungie performing and his wife Faye Ann performing, right? And like at the live show, you know, it's always a little bit different from what you could do in just a video, right? So they performing and they started freestyling off top, right?
Yeah, Bungie Garland is one of the greatest freestylers in the world, hands down. Shit, I know, no offense, hip hop, whatever. But when you're talking about real off the top of the head,
that's what I'm saying. Like, not
even
Bungie.
That's proper hip hop if you freestyle. Yeah, that's proper.
Yeah. Like real freestyle. You know what I mean?
Real freestyle.
That's that X tempo.
That's not going on. But anyway,
straight up. And like, and Faye Ann was going with him. Like they was going back and forth. I was like, what is happening right now? And then Bungie, like he just stopped time and left planet Earth at one moment, and he was just like the way he was spitting on that track, but he was spitting off the top like about the crowd. Yeah. And I was like, yo, I'm not saying it's just what Kamode said. It's not like he's good for this artist or that artist. Like around the world, he's one of the best freestyle. I was blown away. You know what I mean? Like KRS-One, Wordsworth, Supernatural, like he's fact.
Yep, no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Man, I appreciate you coming through, blowing us away with 3 bangers.
I have so much more, man. I'm gonna upload all. So big up to everybody in the chat room and everybody who's been checking out the music on Musicoin. I'm gonna upload a catalog tonight.
Yo, let me ask you something, bro. You've been on the call for us for a while. I know it's a little bit different time there and everything. We about to play some tracks from the Artist of the Week nominees. Could you stay on just for like maybe the first one or something before?
All right, I will.
Back with us for a minute and just give us some honest feedback. Don't destroy them, okay? You just get honest feedback.
All right.
Don't destroy.
No problem.
Hey, and with that being said, let's enter the section that everybody's been waiting for, the Artist of the Week. We got Noella Nix, Steve Rice, Brian Divisions, Nikki J. Crawford. I was on today. Blame Thrower.
Nice.
Artist
I would like to recognize that just got the granny for pronouncing 5 names correctly for the first time ever.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
He's been practicing.
Yo, but Pop, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
So I'm on the Musicoin site right now. So where do I go to see the Artist of the Week or to vote for them?
That's a great question.
Great question. Okay, so as if you're here on your profile, right here at the top right, it says visit music.
Left.
I mean top left. I'm sorry, top left.
You are on the road. You are doing so good. Yeah.
You got the names right. Oh yeah.
Right. Okay.
Left, right. Oh yeah.
And then when you click on it, it's gonna bring you here, and you can click right there, vote for Artist of the Week, week 7.
Nice. All right. Got it.
And I do want to this time around, I want to highlight some of the comments that are already, there and voting.
True.
You know, they've been here live in this forum for days now, for the past week, you know, voting. So I definitely want to highlight some of their comments, see which way.
For those who watch our show, the voting just doesn't happen on our show. You know, we do this for entertainment purposes, and we give our little four or five votes. The nominees are up at the beginning of the week, you know, almost right after our show. So just log in and, you know, it says like there's 855 views. So almost 1,000 people have been chiming in. There's a huge community. Again, our votes are for entertainment purposes. We only play like one track of each artist, maybe two, but you should really go in and listen to all the stuff from these artists because it's a vote for the artist, not just for one song.
All right. Our own personal opinions. Don't be offended.
First up, we got Noella Nix, music producer, singer-songwriter, and crypto trader.
Control Weirdness is our Simon Cowell, by the way.
Yeah, exactly, man. Someone's got to keep it real. You can't love everything. You can't love everything, man. Seriously.
That's a fact.
No fake news here.
Hey, he said...
We're bringing the politics into it, second week in a row.
Let's
Exactly,
go.
mate. Exactly.
First one, we go with Paradise. If we could get to the track. It's loading. Let's see how she sounds here. All right, here we go. This playback was paid by UBI.
Should we start the count up? There we go.
Myself tonight, and I tell myself that I don't need you. I'm gonna love you like there's no tomorrow. I'm gonna let my head down, let my head down. Dance like no one's watching. I'm gonna freak like the devil's got me wrapped around his finger. I'm gonna love you like there's no tomorrow. I'm gonna let my head down, let my head down, down.
I really love that.
Yeah, that's dope.
She sort of sounds like Banks in a sort of way. Oh, self-suffice with his movie scene again.
Yeah.
What?
Are you tagging me in?
Go ahead, self-suffice.
Okay. As you know, I had to speak on it. If it sounds like a movie or television, this definitely is nominated for a Grammy of sounding like a movie scene. Okay, not the
For
intro,
real.
right?
Yeah.
Not the intro, but this is a scene. Either it's in the club. First of all, it's slow motion. Okay, this
That's got
is one
slow
of
motion all over it. Yeah.
facts. And
to me, it sounded like Kate
you know,
Bush
it could
in
be a
the trap
few-
song. That's what it sounded like to me.
yes, yes.
You know, running up that hill with like a sort of moody 808. You know.
I feel like the character, man or woman, whoever, child, elder, they're running away from their loved one that hurt their feelings, right?
Yeah,
They're like,
I can.
don't need-
Yeah, I can see like a chick driving in a car, driving away from her, you know, her boyfriend just cheated on her or
Yes.
something.
Yes.
But that's dope, though. That's dope.
Behind you.
But then she runs into something that is far worse. What happens next?
Yeah.
You have to see the movie.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Music supervisors, soundtrack directors, get on this.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
I looked at
Definitely.
it as a very dark, uplifting song. Like it was a dark upliftment. Like I was in a. It was like I was in a depressive state, but I'm rising out of it.
Yeah.
That's good to hear, Pop. That's good to hear, Pop. And we'll hear for you, man. We're here for you, man.
All right, gentlemen, I gotta go.
Take care, mate.
You know what I mean?
Yo, brother, thank you for joining us, man. It was an honor, man.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you.
No doubt, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the vibes. I will actually, you know, check out Musicoin some more, upload some new tracks, and I will check out all the new artists' music or artists of the week for sure. Yeah.
Let me take a screenshot of you. One more for the Instagram. Chromatics Music on Instagram. And again, we just scratched the surface. There's so much more to Chromatics.
Mm-hmm.
So please find out more. This was just an introduction.
Right. Well, blessed love, man. Bless you all. Tell all.
Take care.
Yeah, man.
Easy, man.
All right. Let's go to the next. I feel like that track made her a definite contender.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she's very good.
So we could go to the next artist as far as I'm concerned.
Got Lee Rice.
What's the chat room saying, Pup?
Oh, the chat room is definitely was feeling her. They said very well produced. What else we said? We need to make good music. Let's see. Oh,
Your sound is fading out, bro.
Say that again.
Your sound is fading out.
Oh, my bad. I turned down my whatchamacallit.
Turn down for what?
Microphone.
I turned down my microphone. All
Come
right.
on, man. You an MC. I know you know that word.
Hey, I'm running three things.
He dropped the mic. He dropped the mic.
So we got a songwriter and street musician from Wales, UK, bringing that peace, love, and happiness through his music. Let's check out Living in Fear. Okay. Some folk. Let's click on this one. Living in Fear. And as you see, it says, oh, I'm going to play that one.
That's an acronym too. Life.
Yeah.
Living in fear.
Do you think Fear is a village in Wales?
I found out today there's a village in Trinidad called Harlem.
How can I love in a world that I can't understand?
sinking sand. How can I make the most of this moment today? How can I accept myself while I'm turning away? The wind is a voice, the birds have ears. How can I love in a world while I'm living in fear? How can we love in this world while we're living in fear? Peace, love, happiness, they must be out there somewhere, I guess. When you find out, can someone please let me know? Peace, love, happiness, they must be out there somewhere, I guess. When you find out, can someone please let me know? How can I love in a world that I can't understand? How can I keep these feelings caged up in these hands? The wind is a voice, the birds have ears. How can I love in a world while I'm living in fear? How can we love in this world while we're living in fear? Peace, love, happiness, they must be out there somewhere, I guess. When you find out, can someone please let me know? Peace, love, happiness, they must be out there somewhere, I guess. When you find out, can someone please let me know?
What you guys think?
Nice voice. I like the voice. I think his voice was nice. It sounded a bit out of sync with the guitar to me.
I'm glad you brought that. It didn't seem like the tune of the guitar and what he's sing, like how he's singing.
Exactly. I liked his voice and the sort of flow of it, but yeah, I don't know if it's just because he's playing it or I don't know, but it sounded discombobulated to me.
Nice word.
Yeah, thought I'd drop that word for you.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, what about the lyrics? What y'all think about the lyrics?
Yeah, very deep.
Deep. Yeah. Self-Suffice, what you think?
It makes you respect it, like there's one thing to have a song saying love, 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 love. And it's another thing to have a song saying, I've been betrayed by the world. You know what I mean? But it's another thing to say, yo, I'm afraid and I still want to love. And I feel like that's where most of us are really at. You know what I mean? So talk about connecting to that collective unconsciousness. I rock with it. I think a lot of people relate.
Yes. I also say that he sings from a deep soul. It's coming from a very deep place. And when you
could also tell he put out that fact that he is a street performer, right?
Yeah. Yes, I was gonna. That's exactly what I was about to add in. If you look at his bio with him saying he's a street performer, and you read his bio, he says that he literally travels, and his inspiration comes from the traveling and being on the street. So he's looking.
And you can feel it. Like I already know there's gonna be people that as soon as they hear that, like, well, it's it's sparse production or whatever, but like, if you're in the street performing, are you gonna have like a whole 24 track set of instruments? No. So I appreciate that he's giving me the feeling that I would get like if I saw him on the street. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's a lot of people who sound great in the studio, but they don't have that heart to stand in front of people in the street and take that criticism. So
definitely.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that to people who haven't performed in the street before, but like I respect that he's giving you that authenticity.
Yeah, sure, man.
We got next Brian Divisions. He said, I rap and write songs to help us overcome fear and limitations.
Wow,
Awaken
so
to our true potential.
the last singer might be good to listen to him.
Unconditional
Not a
love.
lot of rappers on this show, I have to say. So this is interesting.
Definitely.
I think we've had like one rapper nominated before.
Here we go. Some good bio. That's a good bio right here. He says, the title of this track, the title of my album is a full journey into the fifth dimension space, the fifth dimensional space. Oh my God, he trying to take you there.
If his music does it.
Let's hope his music does it.
Where are we on the count up?
10 seconds.
So far, I think 17 seconds is the highest for me.
It's just liming, man.
Give it a chance now. Give it a chance.
That accent's worse than mine.
Give my accent a chance.
Yeah, give it, yeah. Thank God he's gone now. Yeah.
Give it like 10 years. 10
Yeah.
years. It'll sound like
Yes,
something.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. No, sorry.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Chromatics was speaking English. You're speaking English, and we're speaking English.
Yeah.
And we're all speaking English that we've been speaking for like over 20 years in different dialects, you know?
Yeah, I am that mixed breeded, star-seeded individual, tripping on that residual, DMT dripping from my penny, yo. Aligned with cosmic forces, I know the sources flowing through my soul, cause to shed light on this earth is my goal, yeah. Foresight, 3 eyes, tonight, survive. Create a vibration with my thoughts, oh my God, and I will live my life anyway in what you decide. It's my design, this is where the dark and the light both reside. Eternally building my life with my heart into it, my mind to go inside. Cause it resonated, waiting on no time. Present moments see me focus on the divine. Deep breaths made the kundalini rise, and I'll become alive as my chakras align. And you're focused on time. Well, I'm living this moment, and you're stuck in your mind. But don't it feel hopeless? Yeah. And I know you're tired of the fear. Open up your heart and bring all of your dreams here. Yeah. And I know you're tired of the lies. Open up your heart and speak your truth with one word, Shavai. Stardust in my DNA, soul sent here from the Blu-ray. Stepped onto this planet with the understanding that nothing's gonna be the same. I'm here to change and take away the pain. This world's been a drought and I am the rain. Bring truth, no doubts, no fears to blame. I let new school, we out, we're here to reign. And your mind will wane as your awareness now opens up to your heart. Part ways with destructive thoughts, and now when your soul to create a new start. And I know all these scars are nothing but symbols of moments in time. And my journey's been far, awaken the truth, I'm removing the blinds. Yeah, and I know you're tired of the fear. Open up your heart and bring all of your dreams here. Yeah, and I know you're tired of the lies. Open up your heart and speak your truth with one word, Shavai.
Nice. I like it. I think it's good. Good energy.
Where's he from?
I like
Any
the sort
idea?
of arpeggiated sound.
North Carolina, I think it says.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's funny. His tag says his location tag says Asheville, and I've actually been to Asheville. One of my business mentors is based in Asheville. Shout out to Christine Kane, and it's a very like spiritual minded place. So
Isn't that where they build the Moogs? Isn't that where Moog is? Or is that somewhere around there? The Moog Simps. That's
I'm
not-
embarrassed that I don't know because the Moog is like everything.
Oh man,
I love the Moog.
Yeah, it is me Moog, but yeah, I think it's somewhere around there. Well, his voice sounded. He had a definitely bit of a Marshall Mathers voice about him, don't you think? Or I don't know.
Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to Debs in the chat. She said, I love chakra aligning rap. She called it chakra aligning rap.
Yeah.
Coin that.
Yeah, I think
that's a new genre. Yeah.
Right.
Interesting production though. It was interesting production, man. It was a bit different. Definitely.
Yeah, I like it.
It was it's the delivery that throws me off on that different type of production, like it's because it's such a different type of delivery. Sometimes I feel like he may be off beat and then he catches it back. It was I got that feeling from it, but I can look through that when I'm listening to the bars and I see like he is trying to put the messages in his bars, and he's trying to put like that chakra aligning message, that enlightening,
it's ambitious, bro. Like the difference between spoken word and rap poetry is that you have to be on the beat. And people always continually, not necessarily talking about the artist, but the critics of rap, they think, oh, it's just rap. Like even, like I know we had this debate about mumble rap a little bit. Like when, it's better to have lyrics and meanings all times. I think everybody on this panel agrees. But even when it's just mumble rap, to mumble on a beat is different from just mumbling in general. And then to actually be saying lyrics or something deep or spiritual and be saying it on the beat, and then it's like a sped up beat too. People keep underestimating this. Like, this is what's hard. And I have to say, like, if you're going to do that, if you're going to jump on a beat like that, you hold yourself. It's like gambling, right? You're putting more money on the table, you could lose more money. You know what I mean? So I respect it more when people pull it off. But I also have to notice, like, if you're not pulling it off, you know what I mean? So I'll give my brother here a little bit of constructive criticism. Like, there are people, very few, but there are people who could rock on that beat and be right on the pocket. And when we hear this as artists and engineers and producers, we're thinking a few things. Okay, one, was he not catching the beat at certain times? Two, was there a latency issue? Because sometimes that's the interface that you're using. Three, sometimes the latency comes from you record the vocals and then you try to shift it around, right? Neil knows what I'm talking about too. You try to shift it around to get it back.
Sure, man. But that's being a producer, isn't it? So when you record it, you can shift it. So,
you shift it around, and sometimes when you're in the studio listening to it, you got to go away for like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, come back and hear if it really sounds in the pocket. Because when you're creating it and mixing and mastering it, sometimes you get lost in.
No, that's top tip. I always do that. I don't listen to stuff for about 3 weeks or something. And then you either listen to it and you go, yeah, that's amazing, or that's total shit. So, yeah. But yeah, sometimes when you're caught in that moment, you do need a bit of distance,
Most definitely.
Go back to something. So, yeah.
My bro Mez, there's a video by J. Cole called Neighbors, right? And everybody could watch this music video. But my bro Mez, he was mixing, and the rappers are all gone from their house. So he's the only one there. He's mixing. He goes out for lunch. He comes back, and there's like a full SWAT team with like guns and battering rams breaking in the house. So luckily he wasn't there because he took that lunch break. But like just being an engineer, he had to stick around. So if you ever see that video, Neighbors, that's what was happening there. It takes a lot of time to mix the track. So salute, shout out. We love the message, love the concept and everything. The constructive criticism was like work on getting on the pocket on the beat, a little bit, just a little bit more, still a dope track.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. Yeah.
Next up, we got Nikki J. Crawford. She is a soul, funk, rock, R&B artist. Let's see what she sounds like. I'm going to click on her name first. Click on the track.
Let's get a bit of funk, man. I want a bit of funk.
The Genesis Block. She's getting a lot of love on this track already. That's good. Just gave her some more love. Let's see. Spring Hill, Louisiana.
Louisiana. Daniel,
I know each time I
you
sit,
still with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm actually gone.
the best goes by.
Woo!
As my soul explains to what I do, I reply, it stops the pain. But I won't fly again, high above the rain. It stops the pain. I'm gonna burn it, mama, get lost in my smoke. I just won't fly again and again above the rain and the wind. Dripping it down, what's lost is found. And as I spend each moment away from you, yeah, yeah, you can only hang with the best you do. Yeah, yes, heaven knows, oh, it stops the pain.
Wow.
What a
Nice.
voice.
Yeah, nice.
It's gonna be hard to beat that, y'all. I'm gonna just say this right now. It's gonna be real hard for that. If that's not artist of the week, like I want to know who is, but it's not like I haven't made my vote yet.
Yeah.
But damn,
Yo, the
Hey,
comments
hey,
automatic.
don't tell us how to vote self-suffice. Let's make our own mind up. Yeah.
Astrio said
Artist
he
of the
fell
week
in love
so
with the
far.
voice.
Voice was good, man. The voice was good. To be honest, that's the most professional one we heard, actually. That you can imagine that on the radio.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
You know, I mean, it's definitely got a good pop sensibility, that sort of tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to work out what movie was going through Self-Suffice's head, like when but I was thinking driving down the sunny road with your hatchback, you know. So
but keep it real though, bro. Like it had the same message.
Yeah.
It had the same message as our boy. You know what I mean? It had the same message as Lee Rice. You know what I mean? Where she was talking about the pain and the pleasure part. You know what I mean? So it had that same approach of like not just being super, like you could hear that she'd been through something. You know what I mean? And she said in the lyrics, she was like, I've done my share of dirt. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. Everything's fun and friendly.
Yeah.
But like you said, the music quality of that same message of overcoming pain and like, you know what I mean? The music quality just brought it up to that next echelon, bro.
Yeah, I mean, in the singing, just like
He could
Jack
sing.
Wills, just like
You mean
Jack
the
Wills, he
singing?
said, even if you don't, he said it's not my type, but love her passion. You can feel the passion coming through her voice. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so
You know, it reminds me when India Ari came out. Like, I don't think of myself as like, if you look up my bio, it doesn't say a fan of acoustic guitar, right? But like, I love India Ari's stuff, and when I hear this, I love it. Like, I'd be interested in hearing more of her stuff, and you know,
most def.
I'm interested. I'm a fan. I'm following her. I'm tipping her.
Music quality was on point. Next up, we got
shout out to the Turtle Project.
Blame Thrower. Not flamethrower, blame thrower. I ain't mess it up this time.
We better let this person win. I don't want to be the target of a blame thrower.
Right, man. What? I don't know. It makes me think that their music is straight targeting certain things for people.
Yeah, let's not go there.
I don't think we should play this one, y'all.
I'm nervous.
Oh, come on, let's
go behind the scenes for this one.
This is called Take a Picture by Blame Thrower. Oh, what's happening?
Oh, man.
I like them too.
I'm loving that vocal, man. I kept thinking he was going to throw up at one point. That's why I wanted to hear it to the end, because I thought at the end he might literally throw up at the very end.
Yeah, y'all gotta listen to that, see what happens.
We listen to the last 20 seconds. It's got to be a big like right there.
Okay, got you. Hold on, let me play. Someone in the chat said emulating James Brown vocalizing in a way.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a perfect example of somebody going beyond like just I do a genre and just making really good music. It reminds me of the first time when I heard Teen Spirit by Nirvana. Like it was like I didn't think of, oh, if someone's on guitars, I'll like it. But I heard it and I said, I rock with that. That sounds good. And it's the same thing here. The quality was good. It had the craziness and the distortion, but it was controlled weirdness.
Yes.
It was
There you
controlled
go.
distortion.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there. Yeah.
The arrangement, I'm a super duper fan of arrangement. Like if I listen to a sample or a hook, cool. But if I'm listening to what we call a song, ladies and gentlemen, like it goes more than a minute, I need to know about the arrangement, okay? And the song structure in that was too dope for me not to comment on. That the song structure was dope. The dynamics and the way that it played off of each other was fire.
From the drums, to the everything. I felt I can actually, I got the monitors and I'm literally hearing the sounds come in and out, sitting perfectly on top of each other, and blended. I'm like, the production, I was blown away the most.
I love the artwork too. The artwork's great.
And then each stop though, you know how he did the pause, each pause.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man.
That was the catch.
I thought it was instant, yeah.
That was the catch right there. That was the catch.
I thought it was a minute too long though, to be honest. I thought it was a minute too long. I don't know. The second half, the first half was amazing. Then that guitar was just waffling on a bit towards the end. They could have kicked it up a notch. I said, why is he not throwing up at the end? Why the vocals?
Right. You was waiting for that vomit.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring in that thing, really finish it. I did like it though. It was interesting. Like the break bit, I can imagine you getting a big hit with that gimmicky sort of hit.
And I love that opinion too, because listen, I don't actually listen to this genre 24/7 or didn't grow up listening to the genre, so I didn't know that was supposed to be expected at the end, you know what I mean? Where hold up.
I didn't grow up
he got it, but he's missing that throw up. He's missing to bring in those guitars more, there's levels to this rock and roll shit.
That sort of stuff used to be my bedtime good night story. My mum spewing up on me.
Wow.
Said it, man. So what are we doing?
Social services.
Before we leave this,
go ahead.
Before we leave this song, I have to ask my co-host on the other side of the water. One of my best friends is a rapper and rock singer that does sometimes he sings with the British accent. It's part of the vocal aesthetic of that style of singing with what I guess we consider English or British accent. Yeah. And I heard a little bit of that there. It says he's from Canada, right? Or he's from Ontario. So
yeah.
How do you pronounce Ontario? Ontario. In the stereo. The scenario. But
the scenario. I'm from Ontario.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
When you hear someone doing that, do you hear it like I hear it as a British or English accent?
No, not really. I never heard like that.
I do know what you mean, actually. I mean, obviously, because we used to have a big thing, and it still goes on. A lot of UK rappers used to try and sound American. And again, it's there's no point of doing that if you're from Hackney,
Yeah.
But now there's a lot of we have stuff like grime and UK hip hop where the cool thing is that people, and surely that's the point, is you sound like where you're from. You give a perspective where you're from. So if you're from Trinidad, you sound like you're Trinidad. I mean, so I hear it a little bit. There's definitely a little sort of affectation people do if they're trying to do UK style sort of guitar. I do know what you're saying there. Yeah.
So when you were hearing that, did you hear it as oh, this is an American sound? Or did you hear it oh, this is an English
To me, it sounded like an old-fashioned American punk rock, hardcore stuff from the 80s. Quite funky. So I don't know, but it has that little twang of the UK, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dope either way.
Right, I'm writing down the artist names because I'm putting the votes from the chat. Get your votes in the chat. Get your votes in on the chat.
What are they saying?
Brian, let me write down Brian, the last one. Hold on.
A lot of people going with Noella. Some people going with Nikki. I think they're my two favourites too. I think they're great.
Yeah. So yep. So we got Noella. So that's 2 for Noella. Let me see what else I got for Noella. 3 for Noella in the chat. We got 1 for Blame.
Yeah.
See, I'm conflicted because I like bits of like a lot of them. I think almost you could do a really good track with all like 5 of them with all little bits, you know.
This was a hard competition.
Or a movie.
Yeah, or a movie. Yeah.
This is definitely the best quality artist of the week so far, I think.
Yeah, it's getting like, woo, it's heating up every week. I'm gonna tell you my top 3 are Noella, Nikki, and Blame Thrower right now.
Okay.
Like if I was doing a soundtrack movie right now, I would have Noella, Nikki, and Blame Thrower like right now.
You'd have so much music in your film.
I agree. I'm going with Nikki, Noella, and Brian as my top 3.
I think it's Nikki and Noella, and I don't know who to choose out of them two. I think
John in the chat says Self-Suffice got it right.
Yeah, I'm going for Nikki, and I quite like Blame for her, definitely. Yeah.
Blame Thrower, definitely.
I did mind. Brian was interesting as well. Like I said, it was just that, you know, it wasn't quite there, but like, you know,
yeah, there's
some interesting tracks to that this week.
That's the thing about doing a competition. You know what I mean? Like I like Brian's song.
Right. And I like the messages that he bring to his lyrics.
Definitely. Like if he was a street performer, I would stop listening. I would give him a tip. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Facts.
Yeah. Speaking of street performer, though, we also have a street performer, Lee Rice. But you can't compare to the other quality songs that were from the other artists. That
too. I would definitely stop and listen to Lee Rice.
But his lyrics and soulful vibes were there. But I guess it was just the sound quality just did not match up to the other artists like, you know, Brian, Nikki, especially Nikki. Nikki, I'm leaning number 1 for me. Nikki, number 1 for me.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad you said that because, bro, like that's what I was trying to say. When it's not a competition, it's like I rock with this. When it's a competition, it doesn't become just like, do I rock with it? It becomes, okay, you start honing in on the little things. You know what I mean? And there was little things, right? With like divisions. Okay, there's a little thing that could be tweaked a little bit. Whereas like with these other 3, it's like, okay, they're submitting this for the soundtrack now. Like they don't have to, you know?
Yep. I agree.
And then like Neil said, it would have been funny to have like something at the end, you know, of the take a picture track or something. Like there's always something to
me, yeah, if they'd done a better end of that tune, I'd have picked Blame for her.
Right.
See, now that you say that, I think it might be for me, Nikki and Noel.
Nikki and Noel. So who's your number 1? Nikki?
Damn.
Or Noel?
Yo,
I might need to listen to these again.
Yeah.
Look, we ain't got time for that. Just give us your answer. Come on, get on with it. Toss a coin.
All right, what did y'all pick?
I'm going with Nikki.
Nikki.
I'm gonna go for Nikki as well.
All right, I'm gonna go with Noel.
There you go.
So the artist of the week chosen by MC Plays, Nikki J. Crawford. Yeah.
You get the Granny Award. Grandma is proud of you.
Where's the votes on the forum though? Remember, we're not the official pickers, are we still?
Oh, snap.
Yes, that's a fact.
I'm looking at it now. Look, Noella is 33%.
So you can vote. You can get on there. Oh,
And Nikki is 30.
It's
it's changing as we speak.
Nikki
One
is
vote in it.
30%. One vote up.
Ooh.
Let's look into the comments. We got Brian is legit. Nikki, she has an amazing voice.
Noella is now 3 points ahead of Nikki, trailing close behind at 30.
Wow.
Brian Divisions is 17%, 2 points ahead of Flamethrower at 15.
Yes.
Yo, this competition is thick, right?
Oh, it's equal now. It's equal.
It's equal now.
It's 32, 32.
Let me hit refresh. It's 32.
Yo, one thing I like about the Musicoin forum, you don't have to hit refresh.
Nope, I just wanted, because all I did was scroll up and it just changed.
Facts.
Yes, this is a competition running neck and neck right now.
As we speak.
Go get your votes in live.
Get your vote on now.
Yeah, get your votes in now live on the show before we close out.
Yo, shout to Maelstrom. You saw his comment, right?
Let's go down. Let me go
He
down.
said, this is the first poll in which I'm not familiar with any of the artists. That's dope.
Yes.
That's dope.
I don't see the comment. Oh, here we go.
The fact that we're all out here voting for artists that we never met, you know?
Yeah, I think the vote might have changed.
Checking on the comments. Let's go. And Nikki is in the lead. 33%.
Yo, look what my boy Soundfizz said. He said, man, I have to come back to this later. I'm completely divided. Not an easy choice. Exactly.
Yes. MC Plays
MC
definitely helped
Plays.
Nick Crawford get boosted up, though, right? Yes, let's go, Nikki. We rooting for you over here.
Wait. One controversy. Everybody say something about this. Okay. GJ Art says, can I make a suggestion? A criteria for Artist of the Week should be some level of engagement in the platform community during the last month. A few of the nominations appear to have swung by, dropped their tracks, and not returned. Yes, we want good music, but I don't think this is a behavior to encourage. Okay, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point, really. I mean, be engaged on the platform. Yeah.
I mean,
I think that should be a part of it.
You have to be active. I definitely think you have to be active. Show that you engage. You sharing. If we can check if we could go on your Twitter and see that you share your Musicoin link and things of that nature. Just some type of activeness. I agree. I think that's a great point.
Because then it's more based because then normally it's based on someone else's taste, which is so if another part of it is that they're actually contributing to the platform, then it's definitely something more worthwhile if you're an Artist of the Week.
Right. Right. You say at least show up once in a while in the chat. Everybody agrees with this comment in the chat. Everybody is agreeing, like strongly agree with that. This is right. This is something that, we actually, don't have any control of. We are just the voters and we're the fans of it, but that was a great point to make. Now, moving forward,
it looks like Zelchko, the administrator, actually posted back. He said, this is a good suggestion and we should value level of engagement, but also we're trying to encourage upgrading high quality. Okay, so this is what I'll say, y'all. Like I said, this is a competition, right? So in general, I just want to root for everybody. But as we get more people on Musicoin and the level of quality goes up, the competition is going to get more strenuous, right? This isn't all about competition. It's just one aspect of Musicoin, but this aspect is competitive. So in this competitive aspect of Musicoin, like anything you can do is going to help. And if I'm going between two artists that have great production, great sound quality, they're getting their message across, and one of them is like active in the community, and one like this, like JG said, just like stop by, dropped it, and then come back, I'm gonna put the one that actively engaged personally. Now, if someone's horrible and they engage a lot, look, I love you so much, but this other artist is getting my artist of the week. You know what I mean? But again, when it's a competition and you're starting to look for things to differentiate, that would count to me. So it might be something that the moderators choose before they even select the nominees. You know what I mean? Like have some engagement before. But maybe 1 week on the show on Musicoin Plays at MC Plays, instead of having a guest artist, maybe we'll just do the show on the nominees, and we'll take the time to look at how each nominee is showing up in the forum. What are they saying about Musicoin on their other platforms? I think that'll make an interesting show. And then come back and vote.
Yeah.
Or at least check their links, like that what they have on their profile, whether if it's a Twitter or a Facebook or a YouTube, you know, at least maybe to just see if there's any engagement. I mean, I think that's still up to the moderators who pick the artist of the week too, though. You know, because then that'll put a lot more on the show.
Right, because like we couldn't do that every week. We got to do it more like this, where we play the songs, maybe play one or two, talk about them if we're having a guest artist. But I wouldn't mind doing that for one episode. Just take like 10 minutes on each artist and really see, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of a special episode, we still got to line up that special episode with CW's collection. And we got a request of that today in the chat early in the show. When you were showing your vinyls, someone already said we need a show just to see his collection.
Facts.
It'll be 2 weeks long.
Yeah.
It'll be even longer than it is now.
Yeah. I'm thinking we should at least start dipping into a couple of them. Have a couple on deck next episode.
What sort of style do you want?
Well, I want
diversity.
Powerful.
All right, I'll dig out some. I'll dig out some rare classics. All right,
the classics. That's what I mean. The classics, though.
I've got a few tunes I can dig out. Like, yeah. So, all right, I'll have a think.
And
I
next
would
week,
love to see if you pull out some like underground hip hop that I've never heard before.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be crazy.
I've got some really rare old stuff, like 79, 80 sort of private press from New York, like very small pressings.
If we could start the show off, you know, open it up with those playing in the background every week, it sets the vibe off.
Yeah, man. Yeah, all right, that's cool.
Next week, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but I might be able to do it because I am flying from England to Texas.
Man, get out of here, man. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So
no.
I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah, wait. This is an announcement.
We're going to South by Southwest, and gonna be like, I'm gonna be here in front of this curtain, and he gonna be at South by Southwest, like the greatest week-long conference. If you at South by Southwest, you will get to meet a Musicoin host.
Yes.
Not me, but I'm so bad right now.
I know, we're all jealous, man. We're all jealous.
Hey, let everybody know that's watching, though. Let everybody know that's watching, you know, about next week and where you're traveling to. And I'm pretty sure you're going to try to tap in and, you know, share some footage that we can share on the show.
Yeah, I've got to record 10 videos. 10.
Woo.
Yeah, so
you're doing one every day?
2 every day. Yeah, so I'm going to be there 5 days. So when I get there, I'm going to be there on Saturday evening, and then on Sunday morning, I'm meeting up with some guys that have done the hardware speakers for Musicoin. Have you seen that? The Valerio.
Are those the ones that you could clap? Like if you clap, it pays a coin to the artist?
Yeah. So I'm meeting up with like the innovators of that, and I'm doing an interview with them guys. Also after that, Musicoin's actually part of the Enterprise Euthymium Alliance. So, and they're having brunch in this place in Texas. So I'm going to that, meeting with them guys, sort of seeing if there's any news about like.
You're going to brunch?
Yeah, brunch with
South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Representing Musicoin and you're videotaping it. I can't wait to see that.
And then there's I'm meeting up with two artists. Ezra Vancil, that he was here from the start of Musicoin, so he's one of like the first people to be on. So I'm going to meet up with him, do a music session with him, and like an interview with him and that. And then a new band that's come on called Sirens. I'm meeting up with them, doing an interview with them.
And one of the first pioneers was Ezra.
Well, he was one of the first musicians to sort of take advantage of like Musicoin. He's been in here from, so it's been good.
Check out Ezra. We'll probably need to get him on the show at some point.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well,
and so I'm meeting up with this like heavy metal band as well. And we're sponsoring the Dirty Fest, so I'm going to be there. And there's another event where 60 bands are playing, but I can only go for one day. So yeah, I'm got a very busy, very busy
week. Well, you got your phone with you, so you're gonna have to put Zoom on your phone.
Yeah, that's exactly.
We are gonna call you while you're out there live.
Well, when I finish, when the Euthymium, the Enterprise thing, brunch finishes, that's exactly when Musicoin would start.
Okay.
So hopefully I can get in time.
So
he's gonna be like,
he's gonna have a trumpet in his hand.
Yeah.
Everybody at South by Southwest. Place.
In true English form, he's gonna have like a scone and some tea. Like, yes, Elvin, I'm joining you from brunch.
I'm excited to see that though.
No, I can't wait.
Yo, Pup, you think you could get some like scones or crumpets over here, like for the next episode?
I love a crumpet. Can't beat a crumpet, mate.
That would be hilarious, bro. I'm gonna be honest, I do not know the difference between a crumpet and a scone, but I would love to know.
Totally different. Not even the same.
Hey, well, with that being said, before we head out, I want to encourage all of our viewers to make sure you stay tuned throughout the week for the highlights of the show. It's going to be uploaded on YouTube, Steemit, and DTube, and we're going to try something new. Okay, I'm putting this shout out to everybody that's watching. When you see this, leave a comment along with your link to your profile so we can tip you for leaving comments on our YouTube videos. All right, so when you leave a comment, also drop your link so we can also send you a tip.
And please let us know, are you also on DTube? I'm really super curious to know if everyone in Musicoin is getting into blockchain in general, things like Steemit and DTube, or if you're just into Musicoin. So please, post a comment if you are on DTube and if you're comfortable with DTube and Steemit and what's your experience, because we would start connecting with y'all on that too, if it seems like a cool thing to do.
Most def. It's we're gonna do a random comment picker.
I was gonna say that, yeah.
The random comment picker. So on the uploaded highlighted videos, so there's usually about 2 or 3 out a week. So those on the next live show, we'll do a random comment picker on those videos, and it's gonna randomly pick a winner that we can leave a tip on if they leave us their Musicoin profile link. And yep, there we go. And that's it. I wanted to make sure I covered it all. And with that being said, I think it's a wrap. Musicoin Plays is
hold up.
MC. What?
If you had $1,000 in Bitcoin a few weeks ago,
I'll turn it into Musicoin.
you would still have had about $1,000 in Bitcoin
Yeah.
today. If you had about $1,000 in Musicoin about a week or two ago, today you'd have 2,000 or 3,000.
What?
Crypto facts. And it's still going up. So
And with
goodbye.
that,
Peace.
with that, we will see you next
Peace.
week.
Joe!
Peace. Going to the bank.
Peace. I want to get the last word, not self-suffice.
Word. Word.
Good show, guys.